Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. So I can do this matchup. However, we're gonna be co-streaming. I didn't realize that the main broadcast was on this. So we still can do it. So we'll turn this turning into a co-stream really quick. Don't count the others in here first. Let's get Kenny. What's good? What's good? I guess if you don't count anyone. Okay, so we are going into a co-stream for the day, actually. Right. I didn't actually. I didn't know. I thought we were. I didn't check this morning, but all good. 9th. Yeah. Yeah, we're still gonna rip the co-stream. All right. Let's go, Eduardo. What's Gucci? What's Gucci? Hold on, chat. 1 sec. Saida, I don't know if you're still here, but I saw the primer 2 hours ago. I appreciate the primer. Give me 1 second, chat. Cancel. Close. Give you guys audio for this. Where the fuck's audio for this? I think it's that. Let me open up my Spotify. Yeah, Systems has been on some of the crazier casts. He's been on Galaxy, Proving Grounds and shit like that. Oh yeah, I have been. Trust me, you think he doesn't let me know that shit? Are you kidding me? There's shuffle. I need shuffle on. Fuck. What's good, Kenda? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hold on, guys. I'm still tweaking out, dude. I'm still fucking waking up, and then we swapped over to a co-stream. All right, we're here. We're here. I'm staying. I'm staying still, even though it's a co-stream. I want to watch this. Get good sleep, dude. I thought it was good sleep. I just feel like I got hit by a fucking bus or some shit. I swear. You mean how loud that dude can be? Yeah, he's a screamer. Whoa. Whoa. Wow, wow, wow. I'm trying to actually think too. Is there matches later today that would interest me? Um Oh, might do lag versus boss. I think I'm gonna do lag versus boss later tonight. That should be a good one. Oh yeah, I didn't even put a schedule in. Dude, maybe I am just exhausted. I didn't even put my schedule in Discord, right? I don't think I did. Is my sticky note still on my laptop? No, fuck. Okay. Chat, there is a channel point prediction that is open right now. Did I? Is that gonna work? Okay. I'm curious who the casters are gonna be for the day. S1mple up. S1mple is up. Good morning, S1mple. What's good, Devour? How you doing? How's everyone doing, chat? Sorry if I was tweaking for the past 5 or 10 minutes or however long I've been tweaking for. I guess I wasn't prepared as much as I wanted to be, but it's all good. It's all good. That I got up at 4 a.m. to 4 a.m. Oh shit. Oh, I need to do my thing for the title. Hold on. There we go. There we fucking go. All right. Let's get this bread and butter. Chat, I'm gonna just do the ad break here while the timer's still on stream. Makes everything easier. Get that adjusted here. Can't hear you? You're gaslighting the shit out of me. Stream value is too loud. There's no way. I'm being gaslighted. Who am I rooting for in EPL, like Pro League? I mean, I need to take a look at Pro League. Holy, upper bracket on that shit is crazy. Lower bracket a little Mickey Mouse, I won't cap, but I don't know, dude. I'm cheering on Tanier. Fuck it. Fuck it. Audio is as smooth as Joel's bald head. Valid. +1. Can you hear about the bass music? It was drowning you out on my end. Oh, I could have looked away for a second, and then that could have actually been hella accurate. Who will join BC? Are they confirmed roster changes coming? Hold on, chat. I will be right back quick. Let me grab that sticky note. All right. Got an agent skin when? Just monk cut agent? That'd be crazy. I'm like, why do I have 2 cups? I had 2 cups. What's good, Swiveler? Oh.
Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL.
I'll turn this up a little bit. Oh, wait, no, you guys hear that perfectly, I think.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
Little red plastic cups. Gotta have them. Gotta have them. All right, who's on the mic?
Farley League might be on a break, but the Counter-Strike action will never stop as the ESL Challenger League takes center stage for the European Division. Cup 3 is in full swing, and we have a hell of a day of action for you today. Welcome to ESL TV. My name is Eternal J. I'm joined by Sam Naori as we look at our contest over today's proceedings. Partizan will take on BC.Game
What's good,
live on the airways. How you doing?
Yeah, looking forward to this matchup. It feels like stakes maybe a little bit higher for one team than the other, but you know, you never know how it's going to go just looking at things on paper, and I think that's what makes these games so exciting. And of course, I'm sure everyone in chat knows, they've all come for this. It's of course, it's a simple game, so everyone's going to be excited.
Simple game?
Let's see what the simple
mentioned?
Hasn't quite been able to do so far. Let's take a look at how the bracket has looked and how these teams have ended up in
Nick Mento coming in with a tier 1, hair going back nicely.
A bit of an awkward start, I guess you could say, for BC.Game, because couldn't even
I
beat
appreciate
Ruby,
the tier 1, Brody.
Shocking to say when you consider who Ruby are and who BC.Game have on their own roster.
In chat, in case you guys haven't entered just yet, we do have a new giveaway going on inside of the Discord. We actually have 2 giveaways going on. We have a free to enter one, Chrome Cannon. Anyone can join that. Then there's also a sub giveaway going on in the Discord as well. And that is the full throttle M4. What's good, BK? What's good, Island Boy? We love you, Cheeseball.
At the regional qualifier, and that kind of skews the chances a little bit more. You go from like a
SBC logo Pac-Man. Wait, is it the Pac-Man one that's on?
Have some
oh, it is.
In that regard.
Could have been which one they submitted.
No matter how you slice it, they've
What's good, buddy?
Qualified, and that's what I was saying about how for one of these teams, the stakes will be that little bit higher because this is the second last opportunity for anyone to make it to that regional qualifier.
Yeah, only one more cup after this. It's certainly less of a goal per se for Partizan, but their highest expectation to try and qualify. BC.Game more looking for the VRS points, if nothing else, at this stage. Whether they can maintain those VRS rankings is of course yet to be seen, because there is some stability issues on the BC.Game side. A few days ago, about a week ago in fact, Prime Tap steps down, so now they're playing Coach Emmy as a stand-in at the moment, and I think that's going to affect things for the BC.Game guys, and I feel like that might have reflected in some of the
I don't know, we saw Emmy play like 3 weeks ago, chat, and Emmy looked fine.
Recent matchup against Partizan in particular, you could see that it was like a really one-sided affair, surprisingly so, and that was before they had a stand-in. Now they have a stand-in, so there's a lot of question marks there, and that's going to obviously bring us to our player to watch. Originally, I had wanted to talk a little bit about a different player. I want to talk about Depression, who had a ridiculous swing rating.
We're talking about Depression.
Dropped about a month ago, so it's Dragon now, who it feels like maybe has to pick up that slack a little bit. You know,
holy shit!
He had a phenomenal performance the last time these two teams matched up against each other. I think he went like plus 16 or something stupid. And so we're really looking towards him to see, can he make up that deficit now that Depression's not around anymore?
I guess we'll have to find out. Of course, Depression was winning out on impact in that last best of 3 for my money, so it will be a case of taking the numbers of that plus 16 sort of margin and trying to put it into a bit more of the rounds themselves and trying to take that level of star power and make it more impactful for the matchup itself. Now, in that last head-to-head, obviously it was a bit more of a satellite tournament to ECL. Wasn't involved in ECL itself, so we'll have to see how that really comes to impact things. At least the veto process can come up on screen. We saw Dust 2 and Mirage played out in that 2-0.
What, Noka?
Will get picked in again by BC.Game today.
Yeah, the nuke ban was actually an interesting one for me. I was more expecting... I don't know what I was expecting,
Mirage
to be honest. Maybe an overpass, but the thing is, both of these teams have an insta-ban of Train, so it really was about who got to ban first, and then, well, what on earth is the follow-up going to be? Now you have to start asking yourself, okay, yes, it was
the strap book.
How much stock do we put in that? But bearing in mind it was the exact same veto, and the
what do I know?
Then were fairly one-sided, a 13-2 and a 13-9 in favor of Partizan. So a part of you starts to think, well, maybe they would have changed up the veto a little bit. Maybe you don't pick into like Mirage. You don't allow Mirage to come through because, and weirdly, it's BC.Game's map pick as well, and they got dominated so intensely the last time around. So there's quite a few question marks, I feel like, but suppose time will tell.
Another question mark as well is Partizan picking Inferno as the second map. Now, it was Dust 2 that was the pick for them last time. It will come out as the third map in the series.
Chat, channel point prediction is open.
But it's just like, why would you change
We have
things
20,000
so
channel
good
points on
about a month ago?
BC,
Maybe you are
3,500
expecting
on
BC.Game
Partizan.
to have made some improvements. Maybe you are hoping that there's more on the table for you in other regards.
I think the fifth is
Maybe
Rain.
you
They
are
said on
looking to
Twitter
exploit something
they found a
greater, because I
fifth,
think this is
but
a very exploitable BC.Game
Rain is
side.
currently busy
Again,
with
they're not
EPL.
playing
You
with a
think
full
so?
Five-man unit, and last
You
time out,
think
that
so?
dominating series you
What do you mean,
mentioned,
no, David?
That was with prime taps in the roster.
David's like,
so
my
with
odds.
BC.Game at theoretical full strength,
My
you
odds.
dominated them. Now you're playing the weakened Tigers here. That feels like to me that this is blood in the water for Partizan.
Well, that being said, I mean, both teams kind of struggling.
Yo, I'm only
because
peeping
Partizan,
cord
as
once
far as I
today. So
can
is this
tell,
a peep?
don't
Is
have
this a singular
confirmed
peep cord?
5. So as far as I understand, they've got Dragon Kindo, Vladen, and 8kit. They recently benched Collins, so their fifth player is not necessarily like fully confirmed. Obviously, they're going to be playing with the fifth person today because it would make you can't play 4v5. But it does start to put questions in your mind of like how many reps will they have with this player? Are they looking to actually bring this player onto the team more permanently? Is this something that they're still kind of trialing out? And bearing in mind again the implications of the fact that this is Cup number 3 and their opportunities for getting into that regional final are slowly starting to dwindle. I feel like for both teams,
Okay, I actually don't know what that said
in
though.
a comfortable spot right now, which does kind of
listen to your mod in chat. Have a peep quick.
Bias and the fact that they had won so
What's good,
dominantly
Bo?
previously.
What's good,
But knowing
Booler?
that both teams are kind of hobbled to an extent today does kind of flip things on its head a little bit. And okay, what are we actually expecting to see?
I mean, that's certainly something to ask and answer over the course of this series, because I wish we had more time to delve
chat.
into it.
Chat, we're going into it.
On the Partizan side, Nopsy is another interesting conversation to have, and maybe we'll have that conversation.
She
as
wins
this
this
series
tournament. They
plays
skip
out here.
semifinals.
BC.Game will take on Partizan
Semifinals and
and
regional finals. What do you mean?
Last month here for a chance to stay alive in ECL. Cup number 3 spots.
Didn't see you in a while. I didn't cast or stream in the past week.
On the pistol round. Utility available for Emmy, the coach.
Because I was up at
Fragidelphia.
Philadelphia. Is audio levels good, by the way, chat?
Great start for 8kit, follows it into the second round as well. Andu goes down alongside Kakanito. 7 HP for 8kit, has at least done his job, stalled out the T side. They are falling back.
That is an outrageous drive-by shot, and then following it up with a second and somehow is still alive, which in and of itself is also incredible. What I love seeing here is that we're not getting
channel point prediction
like a
is
crazy
closed out.
rotation from Partizan. In fact, we're seeing them push out of Palace
Good
now,
luck, have
going
fun.
on kind of a lurk around the outside to see if anybody, if they decide to push back through spawn, and then they've got some eyes kind of towards connector, still sitting on site in that kind of anchor position, waiting to see where's that information
Audio
going to come
should be
from.
pretty
Rotations
good.
are close
Oh, we
enough
can
that
see.
this should be an easy one to clean up on.
I'll bring it here. This should be a good balance. I don't like the yellow over gameplay, so it works.
Respond with if possible. They have, of course, made some noise over at the ladder.
What's good, Gibby?
Be aware of that position to be taken on the part of the CT side. They're not willing to move too much further out of their own right.
Drop prime taps.
Forward player back at T.
They said prime taps is not playing for today, and Emmy's playing. Did they officially drop him?
Shot of the head. Emmy out in the open, trying to get inside that smoke and close the gap between him and the CT players. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out at all. All 5 alive for Partizan. Very confident pistol round.
Let's get at my
Very
VR.
good so far. Again, I mean, a lot of that comes off of just ridiculous dually play. The fact that 8kit's able to get 2 there is crazy. I would have thought he would have been traded out after
The stream audio
but he
is a
never
little
does. He's able to slip
ups and
away.
downs.
Sure, he takes a ton of damage through the smokes, and I think that smoke
Prediction?
belongs
I
to
think we
ensure
go
his
all the way. I
survival.
think we go map
But
3.
you definitely feel bolstered when you've got
I don't know
those
if that's
first 2
accurate.
kills and
That's
you
honestly
have that
just
massive player
me guessing.
advantage. You be feeling a lot more comfortable and confident. And of course, the crucial thing here is without the bomb plant, it does leave BC.Game in a very difficult position economically.
Should be expecting Partizan to make it a simple enough second, and maybe that gives us a bit more time to delve into some of those details, because Nopsy's a player that hasn't really had a lot of experience. His only matches on record have been the last couple of weeks, basically, with this Partizan roster, and haven't really been impressive.
Oh,
There's definitely a step up in level taken on this BC.Game side, who have already punished the aggression of the Partizan side. And even if you can talk about their form and discuss how dire it has been at times, how the ECL run hasn't worked up great in this cup by comparison for BC.Game, they are still a set of experienced players that will punish mistakes like that.
Will they?
Oh, Dragon's dead, so you know.
Yeah, I suppose that's the one, right? The fact that Aid Kit does get away, however, I don't know. It seems he's got plot armor, managing to survive far longer than maybe he has any right to. But yeah, I mean, obviously, when you talk about seasoned players that have been around the block, there's one name that'll always come to mind and has been plagued a little bit with inconsistencies since his return. So we're hoping to see a return to form at some point. Hopefully get to see him on those bigger stages once
Directly
again.
in a
But for now,
grands. Oh
try and help his team move through
shit.
here. A player advantage.
Oh, that's cool to
Lot
make
work with.
teams
However,
actually play
no
more than one if they
utility, so it's gonna
win.
have to be a drive, which
That's
is
actually a
gonna
good
have to be
idea.
running straight into the MP9. Dear Lord, no plays, just mowing through the last remaining players, and well, seems that's all she wrote.
Felt like a bit of an opportunity might have presented BC Game to at least sneak in the bomb plant. There was only one
Look
player
up.
directly close to that bomb site, though. But both playing off-site, unfortunately. But yeah, firepower significant enough for the BC Game to suffer to. They will bring in their weapons for the third. And this is kind of what we expected to see. Easy enough 2-0 start for Partizan. Still playing the bonus weapons of that FAMAS and SMG. The AKs are in force. And well, this might be that time to see that form turn around here.
I like how much utility is coming out to slow down any potential of an aggressive push here, but Kakanito has managed to take down Dragon. Dragon has been a little bit of a chink in the armor here. He was our player to watch, and unfortunately, we're watching him for the wrong reasons. Once again, he is
Yeah, I wish
the
I did
thing
player
that
profile,
gives BC
like
Game
images.
that player advantage. And to press off of that now. And you can see that they're not overly committing to anything just based off of one kill, right? Bomb's still kind of chilling over towards apartments. They haven't actually decided or, committed, like I said. Still waiting to see. Maybe they can get another kill. Maybe they can confirm a solid advantage.
Well, outside of that opening, it's been very silent across the board of the TD fault.
Let's go get some.
Spread out without the bomb directly on someone's back. S1mple will go back and grab it. Where's
S1mple the
final
bomb
push? There are
carrier.
plenty of options here with all this mid control. Stack B, meanwhile, from the Partizan guys, which should mean that they'll probably save because the formulation towards the A hit will give them an opportunity to get back in. A hit does at least isolate Kakanito, but next hit is faster response. The man advantage remains.
Free A site.
And the A site, well, should be taken with ease.
I mean, honestly, I don't think we can expect too much pushback here from Partizan either. Realizing money's on a knife's edge. Sure, you've got a couple of players with a decent bit of cash, but for the most part, you've got at least one player on $0. You don't want to be giving away guns unnecessarily. And holding on to these 3 guns means that they'll still have a decent enough
on
buy
Discord
into the next round. If all 3 of them die here, well then, it's a total disaster. So, well done here for BC Game. Nice patience, but again, taking advantage of Dragon. And this time around, it's not even a case of Dragon being a little bit too far forward, a little bit out of position. He just gets caught in lower tunnel. And I think he gets caught right after that smoke comes out, maybe trying to swing and get that early frag and, give them the advantage, but loses out that duel. And unfortunately, everything just kind of topples from that point on. And again, there is that patience that comes from from BC Game to not instantly kind of hit the accelerator after getting that first kill, but instead deciding to wait it out a little bit, see if they can get that second. And once that's happened, then they know, all right, cool, we have free roam. We've got, massive player advantage. We can actually press this now. So well done, and very quickly turning things back into their control. I think just based off of this, can definitely expect a better showing than what they had the last time the 2 teams matched.
I have 6,000 calories in a day. That's a lot.
First to find gun buy from Partizan without limitations.
Unless you didn't eat for like 3 days. I mean,
AK that Vladimir was just able to.
I don't know what your goal is. Let's get Coyote.
Bonus on the headshot potential. So far, fragless and a player that has been on improvement in his previous squads. Partizan resting on those improvements to come to light in matches.
Wait, they're
like
doing
this.
McDonald's Monopoly again?
BC Game once again very careful to the approach. Not so much from the CT players though. Look at Dragon on the minimap. He's pushed all the way into the apartments.
Yep.
Up into that entryway.
I love gambling, and especially at a fast food
BC Game
place.
are
That's
wary of a
crazy.
push, but they're not going to take contact yet. I don't think Dragon has any real reason
I can't
to push
wait.
further forward than this.
Yeah, I do like that Dragon is playing a little bit dynamic, kind of moving from position to position, not being terribly telegraphed. And he is trying to, you know, find openings in a slightly less aggressive way than the first time around. But this time he's not going to be the first to fall. They're not going to push
I'm not
it.
gonna
There's
lie, I
gotta be an
tried one of those
awareness that
gold
they
snack
really
wrap
have eyes
things. The
towards
Buffalo
apartments,
one
so
just it
there's
clears.
a possibility someone's pushed up aggressively, and you know, why take that chance unnecessarily? So now we hit the 40-second mark, and we know that it's going to have to be an exec. Instantly we get that first kill to come through into Palace. Great timing there, and that's going to open up the site for BC.
Kill for the coach. Flashes in against Aid Kit. Will force him to take a shot, but that AWP not connecting anything. Counter flashes may enable Vladden to get himself into the bomb site. Molotov's trying to keep them at bay, and then it doesn't quite work out. Kindo strike back on the
oh, so close on that spam.
Andu tries to hold that man advantage, and they are
This is
successful.
save?
So
No,
far on BC
getting
Game.
flanked.
Backstabs coming in from Dragon, and Kindo's Deagle just domes Andu in an instant, and they have no idea about Dragon here. That M4 is going to close in on Emmy. Emmy's got to check the back lines, and he doesn't. Headshot gained, and now the retake may well be on here for Partizan. Nexus backed up, trying to find some cover against Dragon. That HE is so perfect, though. Half down, Dragon finishes the job.
S1mple 1v3.
S1mple here. Spray to the first man, open bomb plant. Try to tap to the headshot of the second. Not going to happen. Aid Kit puts him in his place, and it's 3 for Partizan.
I was looking so good as well. Emmy getting all
I
the
did
way
not
up into
gamble on
Palace to
these
get that
games, no.
opening kill. Completely opens up the site because at that point there's nobody on site. Partizan are playing very much off, playing for a little bit more of a retakey scenario. So the site gets overrun really quickly. It's a good call from Partizan though, not to push in unnecessarily. You know that you're a player down at that point. Why push onto the site? Why put yourselves in danger? Wait for the rotations from the rest of the team to come in. And there was a moment there where I thought, okay, maybe this will be the S1mple heroics after he gets that first kill, and he's actually doing a decent job of trying to isolate the last 2 players. They are very close to each other, but the timing looked like he might actually be able to bring that down to 2 1v1s, but unfortunately didn't end up going his way, and he does end up falling by the wayside. That's a great retake from Partizan. It was really well executed. I love the flash over the top, the HE that gives so much damage. I think it was onto Nexa, who then just gets instantly deleted by Dragon. Dragon now obviously trying to maybe make up for some of the earlier mistakes in those rounds, and maybe this is somebody that you've got to be looking out for later in the game. You know, early game or early round might struggle a little bit, but when you get into the later rounds, that might be where he comes alive. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Good said. The man,
so
the
far
myth,
delivering in this early matchup. Andu doing the same thing.
the
for
legend.
BC Game though. Kill found on Dragon to kick things off, and actually
You know,
immediately takes away
2K.
potential. Kindo's at least able to strike back with 2. However, Nexa catches Aid Kit going a little bit too aggressive. The AWP tunnel visioned and caught pretty easily, so it's a 3-on-3. When it could well have been a favourable position for this Partizan side. Andu being so low, Kindo being at half, effectively would have been a 3-on-2, a 4-on-2 rather.
There's still time for this to fall apart.
A 7 shake.
Nopsy being so far away. This is going to have to be very careful from the Partizan squad. If they can get an early kill here, maybe they can make this a lot easier on themselves. But BC Game have done a decent job of trying to deny as much information as possible. So they're not rotating yet, not committing to anything, waiting to see if they can find out just a sliver of information.
Oh, walk out for Kindo, and S1mple going to catch him right in the head. Perfect. Now Vladden's up to task. The solo player of the B defensive. And be about to receive all 3 of them. S1mple is rotating up. This seems to be an NB call. Time is short. Vladden will have to hold on to all 3 of these frags. Andu gonna be the first man in with the AWP. He's low HP. Footsteps heard. Second man caught. The bomb drop to Norquid starts. That's 2 kills. Sets up Noxy for the 1v1. Inexperienced individual versus the global
Good
offensive
drink.
goats. And S1mple instantly goes hunting, spots his man, knows exactly where he's looking and knows what he's looking for. Nopsy making noise. And S1mple, he's also made noise himself, giving the game away. Nopsy trying to find an angle, but S1mple's going to win that. Still, very good dink off from the young man. 11 HP within that fight. And it's a fight that goes the way of BC Game.
Oh, Vladden brings it, like, he does so much to bring it to that 1 versus 1. And it felt like all of the steps being made at that point was just a little bit of mind games, you know, trying to distract, trying to throw up some smoke and mirrors. But ultimately this clutch S1mple will walk away with, and it's a really important one, it feels like. But it's been so back and forth that we're now creating a really scary vacuum in the economic department, where you've got S1mple's got an AWP in hand, cool, but Andrew's got like a Mac 10 on the other side. You've got one rifle with the MP9s and 2 pistols. Like, neither one of these teams in a particularly comfortable spot, and it's the MP9 at range to get the opener.
Vladen down low HP, still trying to hold on to something more. They're finding a better angle against Emmy. Kindo falls and Vladen is eventually free fragged. 3 on 3. Deagle Dragon now stands alone. Getting a decent pop shot on Nexa, but struggling to close out against the man. An advantage now for BC.Game. Plant will be secure without much worry. Aid Kit trying to make a move.
Surprised he didn't throw the HE.
Shut it down. Nopsy now is really an impossible clutch. M4 picked up 1v3. He does find a good swing onto one. Is there another one in him though? Nexa's low, but it's S1mple that holds that cross or posted, ready to take the shot, and he will not miss again.
Much better performance.
Partizan looking good.
They did have
Partizan
a slight
looking
there.
good,
I will say
dude.
well done to recover after losing that first man. I think that always is going to put you in a bit of a tight spot, but it was the Mac 10 player, so it wasn't the worst thing in the world or the worst player in the world to lose, but you put your Mac 10 on the person who you want to be kind of cracking things open a little bit. It did force a reposition, open up a lot of space for the rest of the team, and it was a bit of a, you know, FBI open up scenario where the entire team were barreling through. So very difficult to stem the tide at that point. But now, of course, Partizan's economy absolutely dumped it on, and they're going to have very little to say.
Yeah, I wanted to cast wild card as well last night. I did Marsborn, so I'm happy about it, but I didn't want to.
Minus some Deagle and PT50 shenanigans. You bang on. I mentioned the economy state from earlier, and the swing opportunity was right there for both teams. BC.Game having the better setup and better execution. Start to recover their money with it as well.
Should be a BC win.
As does Nopsy. There's just no way back in for the CT.
They're getting flanked again inside of Palace.
Get a bit of damage on from the HP bars. Kindo, in fact, does find S1mple, so there's a little positive. But that shouldn't make much of a difference to the general composition of BC.Game. They should recover that AWP.
No one's coming your way.
Being traded up. Aid Kit. No chance at a defuse, no chance at an exit. BC.Game are in the lead.
It's taken them a minute, but definitely a better performance than we'd seen before. And of course, again, you know, playing with their coach, it's really impressive.
Ever get the opportunity to go to events?
Put up such a
I mean, I've been to
now.
events.
And,
Do you mean like doing any like work or anything for
a little
events?
bit better,
Not yet.
and has actually been having
Maybe
some
one
really
day.
impactful moments. Not least, of course, that clutch in the like 2 rounds back.
Pretty
And
back.
obviously, we expected them to
Appreciate
win out
it,
on
Light.
this one. So
Everything
now
was
this is
good.
where my
Frag
question
was
mark
super
is.
cool.
Now we've got rifles again for Partizan. Have
Little
they
rundown.
got enough of a read into
Am I going to
BC
farmland?
to be able to turn things back around now?
I want to. I want to try and make it
Very,
work.
like,
I'm going to
slow
see if I
and
can.
methodical game, exactly what you expect from a team of this caliber. They're playing a little bit more kind of poke and prod, you know, a little bit more playing for picks. So can they have a response to this?
Surprised he didn't stay.
We're going to go back to the well of aggression to try and find said response. Bagging up in the apartments, who hasn't quite made the best of this position all too frequently. Smoke seen by Emmy, but Dragon takes the casualty.
I didn't cast it,
Nice
Frag. I
start
went to
for
just
Partizan, and
vibe.
this time not sticking around to get greedy. Pulls back towards the balcony and holds down the B-bomb site.
It's a redemption arc there for Dragon. Has been caught out in advanced positions before. Maybe to his benefit that it was Emmy that he ends up walking into. But no matter how you slice it, he's given them the advantage here. Now there is a concern that he might still be nearby. Great smoke there. That's going to give them a little bit of time to work with. But now the T's have decided to start making moves, and it is going to be a split to B.
Dragon got mollied out, right? No.
Can catch off one elsewhere back to that A bomb site. Damage done to Vladen on the back of the B side.
Oh, he's seen.
Here in total. Oh, gun barrel Dragon sticking out. Kakanese is going to take him. Kindo and Vladen get 2 trades back though. They do their best to hold on to the execution. Andrew's reduced to the lone defender or attacker, I should say. Bomb's been dropped, but he's drawn it down to a 1 versus 1 against Nopsy again.
Nopsy won't cross, so okay.
The youngster, the unknown entity to this Partizan side. Up in a clutch, much more winnable this time though. Bomb plant tapped once, secured in the second. Nopsy will take that chance to move. See his man not able to stabilize an accurate bullet though. Andu trying to toy with it, making noises to the left and right, and find the headshot. What an accurate engage. And what a round again. A triple for the man. Another clutch for BC.Game.
Incredible. I mean, relying a lot on these kind of individual stellar performances, which can become a bit of a concern as things go on. But as it stands right now, they now find themselves at a 2-round lead, and it's not the end of the world. I think that Nopsy had a chance there if he was a little bit quicker, but unfortunately the positioning, he has to get over that wall, he has to find himself in a good spot, he has to then get line of sight.
Gladden was on bleed.
There's not enough time to get into position to shut down once that bomb does get planted. So it really did come down to a matter of moments. And Andu, at such low HP, the fact that he's still able to win out that duel
having
is
a prime tabs. I don't know
incredible.
what prime tabs bench
Now,
chat
again, Partizan back
like
in a
officially
very
bench.
uncomfortable spot here, expecting some mid-aggression, and they deliver. Vladden to open things up with the first, followed up beautifully
every day.
by
Exactly,
a pistol
Rampage.
shot, and somehow BC on the back foot.
Oh, it's getting even worse as well. Nexa and Emmy finally trying to stabilize control, but they're isolated and known to the CT forces. Nexa cut down by Dragon as Emmy tries to bail them out here. Now on a 1 versus 3, there's rifles littered all over the place, but not where the CTs can recover them. So only Dragon will have one on the rest of this defensive. It'd be nice to take down his former teammate like he did in the previous one as well. Emmy's got the bomb, and he's been given some free space as well. Partizan are backed up to try and reaggress elsewhere. A site is the easiest one to take. Aid kit, pistol only, and solo defensive. Emmy seen, not quite tapped off his head. Aid kit not taken down just yet. 1 HP reduced on the coach now.
And he's staying calm to fight.
Oh, heartbreak. Heartbreak. Nothing short of a
According to
miracle
HLTV, let me
would
check
have done
HLTV.
there. So a lot of damage done, but obviously that was a
Motto
low buy round.
officially
So
on 9.
it was a round that Partizan was not expected to win by any measure. The fact that
Magic
you just have like
on
4
gun
players
now
peeking
from
out of
Antilio.
every crevice in mid and able to land ridiculous shots. Again, MP9 at range has been doing some crazy things
I
this
might have
game,
missed a
and
lot.
obviously in recent times, feels like the MP9 is... Didn't they get nerfed? I don't know. It's still doing some crazy things at the moment.
Drew had some roster changes.
Well, there you go. Partizan find themselves back into some form of contention here. Orp on board as well for Aid Kit, looking to try and patch out Andu here. Not going to go for the same crazy mid-aggression we did previously. Obviously, that was a low buy strat. If they can get another opener here, it could be the round in their favor. And it's a matter of inches.
Oh, a matter of pixels, and that shot, Aid Kit just barely missing out the kill on Andu. And is lucky to be walking away from that position alive. He was pretty much cornered.
God, that was not me typing, by the way.
BC.Game side of stacked up, moving in towards this ramp position. So Nopsy about to expose himself to plenty of players. Did not see the arm of one of the T-side players peeking out there. Chance to get some damage at least. Flashbang forward. He'll try to get Kindo more centralized to the bomb site. Almost lined up 3 players. And S1mple takes his head off. Andu and S1mple are low to that exchange though. So the M4 has done his damage. Can it get provide any of the kills to the retakers of Partizan? That's assuming they even go for the retake. They are still holding outside of this short angle. A-Kit's hoping for an AWP pick.
They
They're still
should go for
positioning
the
Dragon
retake.
in towards CT. This will take some time. If it doesn't come together soon enough, they might just back off.
No shot.
Yeah, even with 2 kits on board here, you can't really be wasting any time. They do have a bit of an advantage to work with. Yeah, there you go. A bit of util over the top. They don't know that they have a player advantage, but the battle's about to commence in mid. Somehow they're surviving. Nopsy's managed to get one on the side. They're slowly cleaning up the last remaining forces. Beautiful working in tandem, cleaning things up and getting the defuse on board.
Rough both went.
So far back one. They all players holding a ramp and sandwich, and once they
Emmy
figured
is
that
the
out,
coach,
Partizan
but
just
currently
took 'em all down.
standing in for prime tabs.
Easy pickings. It looked like how clean of a round that could get when the retake, at least from the retake perspective.
What's it, Andu's score?
Went in at a 4-on-4 and didn't lose a single individual. Partizan giving us
6-7.
a hell of a fight now. So this will not be a streaky, one-sided affair like it was in that last.
Ban him.
Barrage.
Yeah, ban him.
We've got a lot more legs.
I'm
to
not against it.
including the hero AK of S1mple now out and about for BC.Game. So
Mickey
half
baited
buy
me into
outside
that
of
one.
Didn't have enough cash to afford the full weapons. Have some back in the next. And Simple's
Good
not
Oz.
taking point. He's behind Kakanito here.
How are you doing?
Kindo takes his fight, takes down one. Simple's good for the trade.
He was playing anti-flash.
That's exactly what you wanted from him there. Kakanito almost playing bait at that point. Does get them that trade. It's going to take a hell of a lot more than that, right? The one hero AK, you've probably given it to the right player, but we're going to need a little bit more to come out of that one. To give them a bit more breathing room. And they've got absolutely no util to work with here. So whatever it is that they decide to do it, whenever they decide to do it, it's going to have to be incredibly explosive and it's got to be fast. So for now, of course, it's just kind of walking up, walking around, seeing if somebody's getting crazy enough to get aggressive. And I think that'll be why they've kind of sent Emmy on a bit of a scouting mission all the way through spawn to see if anybody's pushed out aggressively, send him out with a pistol. If he goes down, it's the coach, it's fine. And the rest of the players should be able to swing things back. Also, the recovery of the M4 is pretty massive here because now they might actually have an opportunity.
Here's what's my opinion on Partizan. I think they're a decent team.
Orp tries to find the fight on s1mple. s1mple just deletes him though.
They're not anything crazy, but they're pretty decent.
Caught on Nopsy, and they're about to steal on his half bite. Dragon taking Emmy down next from beyond the boxes of danger. 2v3 for the actual retake.
That's
Bomb's been secured.
such a valid hold for s1mple.
Triple found, headshot gain, and last of Vladen now revealed. s1mple swinging on him. Back up at default, damage done heavy. The headshot lands, and the GOAT is back in. 4 to his name in this one. 6 on the board of BC.Game. The last round of the half incoming. And there is a buy available for Partizan, but they should have had this one already.
Hope it's a picture.
Yeah, a bit of a concerning round, that one. Definitely shouldn't have gone the way that it did. But, you know, Partizan also won themselves a bit of a half buy a bit earlier on. And sometimes you've got to go for something super unexpected. And that's what's going to give you the opportunity. So they give up Kakanito, a sacrificial lamb, to allow them to snag another rifle.
This is a s1mple guy. He plays like a pro.
Only 2 rifles, they're able to get that round under their belt.
I don't know, dude.
Realizing that something incredible needs to happen. An A-kit, that was
bait and switch like a motherfucker.
But it gives them the player advantage that they need.
Oh, what a nade. Perfectly placed on Nexa, perfectly timed and all. Oh, but Emmy reads on Dragon nicely from beyond that connector wall. Bit of luck in the spam, just trying it again towards Sniper's Nest. 4-on-4, however, to his efforts. That's maybe all the coach needs to do, and it's realistically all the coach has to do at times.
Late boost in the ladder.
To his credit, it's not like he's completely retired from all
pro level CS
for a long time. His last team last playing team was Partizan only 4 months ago.
The timing that Kindo looked away.
Going to catch him off next. He is low HP though. Teammates are forming up for the actual execution. The B site is the target, and Vladen is once again the solo defender.
Chat, for any audio only listeners, this is the last round and a half. Current score is 6-5. BC's up.
Maybe this was just a straight up bad call.
I got you guys. Don't worry.
Not opting to pull away, and instead.
Ben, what's good, BPV? I went to Philadelphia.
A little bit of reinforcements, but just 2 of them. Never mind. Emmy definitely showing his mettle here and his worth, not just as a coach, but as someone who can absolutely play with the best of them. s1mple there to back him up and ensure survival. And it's all down to Nopsy. 1 versus 3. It's going to have to be a clutch.
How does he approach it? Slow from short. Got Incendiary available to him, trying to fight on s1mple. A fight he's lost multiple times over the course of this map up. Does find Kakanito at least, caught back with love bullets in his magazine.
Oh, shit.
Actually,
I had faith in his play right there, coming in from Cat.
13 kills to his name and an excellent amount of impact for 7-5.
Month ago from you.
For BC.Game.
Did not change? This season? No. This season, what I said was no tier 1 would pick up s1mple. Like, he won't be at the major. Next season, maybe. This season, no. I mean, Heroic need an opper. Why, did they just drop Alka? Yeah, I am gonna turn down the audio a little bit. We're gonna do an ad break here quick while we got some downtime. Or just do that one. I think it's more likely BC builds tier 1 or S1mple leaves and joins tier 1. I think if BC continue their trajectory, they might be in the arms race for the major next year or next season. If they continue the way they're at, they just need to start playing lands. Okay, has visa issues and Hades is coming in. Oh, wait, what? For what event? Oh, let me check. All good, Fash. Let me know. I'm really curious about that. GS Asia? Oh, you're talking about the CAC, the Chinese Asian Championship. I don't know if that's what it's called, but CAC. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. That is really interesting. Okay. Word. We'll have to keep our eyes open at that shit then. What VRS was S1mple before? BC was at like 86 at right as they were picking up S1mple. I'm pretty sure. I can even double check that one. They went down a lot. Yeah. They right before the S1mple pickup. It doesn't go. Why does it only show till August, bro? What the fuck? I don't know when S1mple technically. Hold on. If I go to roster, S1mple's been with them for 2 months now. Oh, so I guess that would be it. Okay, maybe I'm a little wrong, but they were 71st with VRS. I'm pretty sure they were a little lower than that right before, but it doesn't show me on the grid that I'm staring at right now. You bought a Marsborn jersey yet? I have not. I need to buy team merch. I don't know if any teams can pay how much S1mple costs.
Between BC.Game and Partizan, but BC.Game are the ones that pull ahead, thanks in part to their goats.
The issue is his buyout wasn't the one thing that was like holy shit. It's his monthly salary that he's currently getting that's like holy shit.
Gonna have to be the case. Things looking a little bit spicier than maybe we'd anticipated. And I mean, we asked the question.
Well, the thing is, the BC.Game
well, it looks like not terribly.
Contract was only it was a short 3 months.
To continue their run in the lower bracket here. Instantly gonna have a pop straight in onto the site, and Andu is ready and waiting, but this time no crazy deagle shenanigans for anybody. It's Partizan on the site.
4-on-3 advantage as well. Nexa just sussed out near outside that smoke. Obviously with the kill onto the man. S1mple trying to find a return here with Emmy in support. Both players back in market. Also wary of backstabs, but no need to be. All four are on defensive lines here. Bomb secured. Emmy's goosed. S1mple's dead. And this is a pistol round for the Partizan side. Once again, going to get off on the early starts here. Like it was in the first as well.
Who's rookie of the year this year?
Game changer, but it's all about riding that momentum. They struggled to do that in the first half. It was very back and forth. And we had quite a few kind of half buy, low buy rounds just because of how the economy had shaped up. So maybe Partizan can have some slightly better results on the T side, particularly now because they have won that first round. They've got a lot of money to play with. Yeah, they know that they're going to be coming up against a
Melodoy. Oh yeah, Melodoy. Wow. Because he's who else is technically a rookie this year?
From BC, but instead they
is BC not qualified to big events yet? No.
Safe, I suppose, and that doesn't really stand them in great stead for this round.
Tenier,
but for future rounds, maybe that gives them a way.
Kaisuke Tenier.
In fairness, they have invested in.
I mean, Kaisuke a little there. I mean, Tenier.
Eagles trying to make.
Oh, because it's rookie of the year, not rookie of the season. Because I was like, didn't Tenier start last season in tier 1? But that makes sense. Kersey.
One man back out towards mid. The flank angle of Kindo's attempting, and then he's going to fall victim to
Moose,
it.
What's going on, dude? You sick? You sick as shit?
Be able to start to make his way into the A side.
You got to start gnawing on some tree bark, brother.
We'll bark up the front of the defensive. S1mple trying to lead them as well. Taps good. Dragon goes down. Secondary and Oars. Kindo's picked up 4 versus 2, making it 1. And Partizan have bottled the follow-up.
That is a little bit ridiculous. I mean, I was talking about how
What a retake.
you could have seen different things, right? Maybe they don't invest as heavily in armor so they can get bigger guns.
Who's Emmy?
I suppose the
Emmy
way that I worded it was
is
bad. It wasn't a case
Partizan's
of, like, they didn't
coach.
spend, but it was more about they put a lot more emphasis
But
on
standing in
utility
right
and
now. What do I think about
survivability rather
Hypex?
than kind of raw firepower. But
I
there's a
feel
lot
like
of
I haven't
faith
seen
being
him
put into
since
those upgraded
being
pistols,
brought
those
up to
deagles, the
a
ability
larger
to kind of
roster.
hit those nasty shots. And well,
Who does he play on again?
As I say that, right, we get the replay live and in full color of just how incredible they were able to do
GL?
with those inferior
I haven't
weapons.
seen
And
him
again,
play on
the fact
GL.
that they have that kind of increased survivability allows them to get a little bit more aggressive with those weapons.
Can't be
And
worse than Cursey
it's not
+1.
around that we're supposed to win, man. I'm ducking and diving and dancing around it, but they should
Simple
never have won
rain
that
to
one. It's
liquid
a huge
minus
misplay
ultimate and
from
nerds.
Partizan.
Wait.
But this is a perfect opportunity for BC because now they will have reset that T-side economy. So now Partizan are in some real trouble.
Indeed, they are, and I'm very glad you brought it up because I was.
Wait, that actually?
Now you're in the second half, and it's not MR15 anymore.
That
It's
would
been a long time
cook.
since it's not been, so you don't get as much breathing room when you lose rounds like that. Economy is going to start to set them up on victory road for BC.Game. It'll probably be a force buy back in.
Liquid is NA, so nothing. No, Liquid is not NA. Liquid is EU.
Next 3 rounds or so.
They have 2 NA players.
Coming back, so it should be 10 to 6, right? And that kind of scoreline is very, very easy to win from if you are BC.Game. You just the numbers and the way things will play out on the averages, that will just be their victory for the taking. So
The org is NA.
That last round. And
NA is washed.
well,
Nah.
That's going to be something you look back on when you are.
You know why?
Did we lose the
He
Raj?
doesn't play with the
That
Prime
was a
Taps
reason.
anymore. I know they said. Wait,
That's rough
Prime
as
Taps
well.
got benched.
You can like kind of pinpoint it so heavily to just the slightest thing, and it's not even necessarily I
instead
think
of
that they
him?
made any crazy misplays. It's just when you are
I
on
don't fully know.
a like a low buy, upgraded pistol round, you can be a little bit
Like I
crazy.
said, he would stick to NA if he went to a
with some of
team.
these more kind of advanced holds.
You
Because
got one last hope.
it's a pistol,
Who's signing
it's a
him?
low buy. I mean, it was a force, but it was, it's round 2. If we lose this, we still come back into the next round with money because that's kind of how the cookie inevitably crumbles. So they can get a bit more cheeky, and it pays off. And
You?
they kind of catch
Dude, no
Partizan
cries to the
entirely
Trotter Troopers?
off guard. However, this time around, Tech9 and Galil absolutely cracking through the defensive line, and very quickly
That's
they're just
right.
turning it back around.
So take everything that we just said and forget about it, because now this whole game's gone up in the air. Wow. I mean, what a pacey steal from Partizan.
Yeah,
No
okay.
one saw that coming. BC.Game were not ready for that kind of
Thank
aggressive
you for the
change.
primer. I appreciate it, Go.
Caught
Thank you.
completely flat-footed in mid. So many players tagged up, but none of them going down on the side of Partizan. And Nexa and Andu know that they've got no chance. They have to.
Chad, if you guys are subbed,
even
make
get
sure you
hunted even with
join
the way that
both
Partizan
of the
are moving.
giveaways, not just a
Players
singular
breaking away from
giveaway
there,
in the
bomb site,
Discord.
Looking up in mid, looking up in ladder. One back in market in aid kit. Maybe about to face onto Nexa. Timing isn't quite there for him, though, but they will continue to close in the pincers. They're hunting these rifles down. If they take them out, BC.Game are going to be in the exact spot the Partizan were around to go.
Okay, the chat.
Kills come in with the exits of
Yeah.
8 Kit and Dragon full. Vladen swings. Nexa defends himself well enough.
No, I am curious where
There's two
who
players
takes
per
the
team
chance
that
on him.
maintain their lives, so don't get out
You're back and
completely clean
streaming.
on
What's good,
Partizan,
Slice?
But they found the counter reset. There is some money in savings.
Took
for
the
BC.Game.
week off.
They take a tactical pause. It's a right time to discuss the specifics of the buy and also how you're going to avoid that happening again.
Listen, I'm one of the biggest fans of a Tech9.
Chat,
round.
I don't want to say I'm getting
Scream and
sick,
shout and lose my mind
but I
whenever
feel
see,
worse than I did
full belts of
yesterday.
Tech9s with a smattering
That's
of
all I'm gonna
utility,
say.
because you know it's going to be entertaining.
I'm not sick yet.
But even I,
Yeah,
when
knock
I see
on
rounds
wood.
Like that, it's like, come on, man, crazy. And the fact that they take that fight in mid as
Have
well.
you tried
you're
not getting
expecting-
sick?
Sure, it is backed up by a Galil,
Dude.
and the Galil is one of the guns
Fuck,
that gets
bro.
one of the kills there.
I
Right?
didn't even
they
realize that
hadn't
was
had
an
the time to
option.
Actually get up close and personal, and they still managed to get those early kills, open up an avenue for themselves to rotate through, get in onto the site, and before you know it, BC have just kind of crumbled.
some
under the
emergency.
pressure. But I mean, it is interesting.
Do you
now
know
that
what
we're
could
on
fix this, dude? I
fairly
just need to
even
fill a
footing,
funnel
but
with
it's the back
orange
of
juice and a shot of like
a
fucking
traded loss.
shot of vodka, dude. That
Traded
that
loss
should help.
rounds. So this next one is going to be a really
Take
important
some
one
ginger
for
turmeric
momentum,
shots.
and it's Nopsy to open it up, and it's S1mple that's gone down, and he has been a huge proponent here
Actually,
for BC. So this is a
yeah, I
great
could do that.
opportunity for Partizan.
Go
Finally,
screwdriver,
he wins one of those
exactly.
fights again, as I said before.
Yeah,
S1mple's
but
been
in a
winning
funnel.
that fight against Nopsy constantly in the clutches and just the general defaults and
Think
entries.
about it.
And this time it's the youngster who is performing in this map. 15 and 10. It's a far cry from some of his previous performances for Partizan, of which he's only had 4 series. So a very
Whatever you
encouraging
do, don't
sign
take
here.
Tylenol. Tylenol is a myth.
When Dragons dipped off the
If you take Tylenol alone, just as Tylenol, it's the most useless fucking thing.
He's trying to become the pillars of support for Partizan. Nopsy does double up as Nexa goes down.
There's no shocker I can eat it. Doesn't swing out.
Something back for BC.Game, but it's still in the 4v2. Make it 1 with Kindo's aggression from sure. They know where Emmy is. Bomb can go down safe on the B-bomb site. And it's all squared up. 8 apiece. Partizan back in the game.
And only losing 1 player in this round is fantastic just by itself. I do think that the dink that came through, I can't remember who it was, but they're fighting up against the MP9. They lose the MP9, but they got the dink, so the follow-up can happen, and that allows them kind of free entry in on towards the site. So again, you've kind of got that sacrificial lamb moment.
If you feel like you're getting sick,
they're
take
able
zinc.
to get a lot done
Doors,
to ensure that
doctor,
you've got some
dad,
momentum
nurse,
to
mom,
build
zinc.
off of. And that obviously after the initial kill onto S1mple already, you kind of got that snowball.
I got you,
rolling,
bro.
so just
I'm
kinda keep
currently
rolling it
ordering
down the
zinc
mountain,
right now.
until it Indiana Jones styles rolls over the enemy team. And there you go.
Hold
As
on.
you said,
Zinc is in
down
sunblock,
scoreline,
chat.
Emmy not allowed to keep the AK, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Fuck
given
eating
what the money
glue.
looks like
Time to
right
eat
now.
sunblock.
Hero AK may just have been the difference maker. We saw exactly
Yes, sir.
what S1mple was capable of with the
Yes,
hero
sir.
rifle in that previous half. This time around, not going to be given
Zinc,
the
not
opportunity.
Zins.
That's a great
Dude,
closing
bro,
kill for Partizan.
that would
and
be a
it
good
does
marketing
stand
tactic.
them in
Not
good
trying to say
stead
they should do
take
that,
the
bro,
lead
but
once
imagine.
again. And this time around, BC, yes, they can upgrade a couple of those pistols, but it's not like that second round, not the same kind of money on board here, so they can't go for the same crazy shenanigans we saw on round number 2.
Pho is great soup. I love pho. Pho's fucking gas. Pho is fucking gas, dude. Holy shit, I'm fucking
One
amazing.
of those rounds where it should be
Good kill.
simple enough for the favoured team. In this case, the favoured team being Partizan with the better weapons. 2 easy enough picks for Vlad to take S1mple and Andu are down. Next and Emmy are the last 2 Deagles left in play, and one of which is
Apollo, that is terrible.
On the B-bomb site, USP only. Considering that's where they're leaning to, this should end up formulating to a round for the Partizan.
I don't
lads.
like regular
Things
chicken
backing
noodle
off to
soup.
centre
I
of
don't
the
like
gamble
chicken
stack
noodle
towards the A,
soup.
which might be the best thing for them. I mean, you need to get a little bit in the cabinet.
Not a fan.
In the next round, which will be a 4-by-1 for BC.Game as well. Enemy's hunted by Dragon. Pretty sure that there is no cheeky
Healthy
plays at
focus.
BC.Game.
Health
There won't
focus
be.
Zins
Bombs
collab.
going down,
Trada
open
edition.
space
That's what
will
I'm
be
saying, dude.
Nothing the BC.Game can do to deny it, and Partizan.
Could you
are
imagine
back
popping
in
a
the
citrus
lead.
Zin and that shit had vitamin
What's
C
going
in
on?
it?
Positive enough start from them. Now turn back to positivity.
It's
for them.
groundbreaking.
Can they
Let's go
convert that
sideways.
into a map win?
I was wondering how the second half was going to go, given how like back and forth the first one was. And are we
it's
going to
clean
see
up.
something similar? Is it going to be a little bit more of a dominant affair from either one of these teams?
What's going
But
on,
no,
BC?
We continue just kind of going on that merry-go-round, and around we go. And honestly, at this point, I think it's very
It's my
difficult
dream
to
Trada Troopers lineup.
predict where we're actually going to end up. We've had some really crazy rounds, even on rounds that should not have been won in situations where
NA.
results should not have been garnered. We're still seeing some magic being made. But we're getting closer and closer now, obviously, to the end of the map, to that kind of final scoreline, and
Christ,
getting some
Fruit Cup,
longevity in the
peeping
economy
Java.
starts to become that little bit more important. And Partizan now actually in a position where they
Liver,
could afford
Joel,
to
and
lose a
AD.
round. They
Let's get it.
have built up a little bit
Let's go,
of an economy
Mixie.
for
I
themselves. Winning
bad
this
at
round
guessing.
here, especially if they do so cleanly, will stand them in really good stead for the rest. But Dragon looks like he may just lose his
Skeleton
life
knife?
on the entry.
What do you mean? What am I getting one?
That HE and a little bit of damage being done to that player on the stairs. Kindo tries to lead the charge, and he does take a lot of space away from the CT. He's looking out at CT spawn, but the majority of BC.Game players are behind these connected jungle and stair smokes.
She got some
Now
HEs.
repositioning to try set up for the retake. It's gone down, I believe, over a default for aid kit. And Kindo is closer towards Emmy. Here he knows footsteps. Here's that spray. He knows that there's a player back there. HE flashbang forward as the C2 actually starts.
That second HE was too far.
Players, Emmy going to charge forward in the panic. Still getting the kill back. Vladen with Nops. He can get 2 back between them. Double up for Vladen.
Wait,
He does hold
wait.
on for
Is
oh
it
so
planted
much
for
longer.
mid? No,
But
it's planted back
dragging all
default.
players in the 1 versus 2. I don't think the bomb's planted for Emmy. They're trying to go for a backstab. 3 HP, and it goes down to Kakanito in an
Is it time?
instant. Partizan should have actually, hold on. Oh, there's not enough time.
Yes, there
Oh,
is. Yes, there
look
is.
at
Yes,
the
there
kick.
is.
Oh, Jesus. Right, it does go the way of BC.Game. 9 apiece, but only barely.
calculated.
Let's get a skeleton.
Oh
I
my
want to
God,
get a
man, I
skelly.
feel my blood pressure rising in that moment. It felt
I want to
so
get a skeleton
devastatingly
knife.
close. Honestly,
Or
props to
a
s1mple for
talon.
just sticking it. Be like, no, I got this. Could have ended terribly. I do love that it's Dragon, who I was just talking about was probably going to lose his life on the entry. Somehow survives. That plot armor coming in huge for him. But unfortunately, could not clutch out that round. If he'd been able to buy literally a split second longer, they would have won that round. But completely denied, not given that opportunity. And yes, we do even things out, but I mentioned losing one round will still be okay for Partizan, but now we find ourselves in that position once again where they need to be a little bit more careful about the fights that they take and when they take those fights.
I returned
the
butterfly.
But what Partizan stood to gain off the back of winning that round is probably the bigger loss for them.
I was borrowing it.
11-8 rather, should have been the scoreline, I should say. And that is almost all the way to beating out BC.
Wait, Dragon gets a free kill. Dragon free kill. Yep.
Absolutely no idea. Now they know. Those HEs definitely help. Kindo can follow up on Andu. The AWP.
Who's Emmy? Emmy is BC's coach, standing in for prime tabs.
S1mple, domed by Kindo.
Prime tabs got benched.
Partizan have them read and repeated.
I don't, King.
All he can do is try and save his life, and even that's not happening. Dragon doesn't go for the knife, unfortunately for me, but that's all good. All the same.
They look sick.
For the Partizan,
I am an awkward.
Confidence, and now they can start to see the effects of that economy. 27, 2600.
No, I mainly focus rifling now.
Emmy's good to buy, but
what's my ops skin? Right now I have an Asimov.
Get into that M4 as a hero weapon. I don't think it's a full buy around it though.
Into BC, is it confirmed, Stinky? That's what people are saying. That's crazy.
Flashback, seeing Dragon in the smoke there, waiting for, I can't even remember who it was he was aiming at, but waiting for that person to just turn around and pop him in the face. But it didn't happen. He did actually manage to survive that one. That was our player to watch, and he is, well, he's certainly making it entertaining to watch him. Partizan now up to double digits, and you mentioned an 11 score line. Looks like we may yet just be on the verge of that. Again, we've got a hero rifle, interestingly. The hero rifle is Emmy's. I feel like, you know, if that's me and I'm just like, you know what, s1mple, here you go, have the rifle. That might be why I would have done that. But, you know, the round goes the way it goes, unfortunately. And that will be Partizan up to 11. If a little bit of damage can be done here, that would be nice. But it does seem unlikely.
There's a cyber
s1mple will go down. Now you'll be down an extra rifle here for BC.Game.
I think s1mple brings a lot of experience to the table, and his honestly he's good for BC right now. However, like,
to get back on track, and
I will say, yeah, a lot of people are a little bit more lackluster because of him. So,
and you probably should take this round given the setups, and you take the game. Not as clean as it was in that
black
last
scope or
Mirage,
default
not
one.
quite as simple
I have a pretty
to use the
decent
fun as
field
it was in that
tested
last head-to-head.
Asimov. I don't have a black scope.
But it would still be a W in the column of your opponent's map pick. Emmy close, Nopsy puts him
I actually
down.
don't love black scopes either. I'm not really into that.
Make no comms about it. Swing out for Palace, get that kill, and now make some noise over on his A bomb site with the bomb.
Is he not gonna look stairs?
Split plays up from connector control. s1mple has no idea he's being flanked. Still checks it and still wins the fight. Oh, Dragon gets Vaden as well, but runs right into 8-kit with his knife pulled out, and all those efforts go to waste. 1v2 for Nexa. Very difficult clutch, and certainly not a player that you want to see in a clutch environment.
They already qualified cheeseball.
Will seal the deal on map point for Partizan.
That's outrageous how winnable s1mple actually makes.
Hold on, what if
round
BC
by
wins 3 of the 4 though?
Realizing that there's a lurk, but then the spidey sense tingles. He turns around. He not only gets that kill, but obviously the follow up down towards a long ramp as well. I mean, it's a little bit outrageous, but in a 2v2 scenario, he's already dangerously low on HP, and it is going to be tough to ask too much more of him. I
don't know if they're gonna win this one. I mean, it's a long lower bracket run for them.
BC.Game are not in the best of sittings when it comes to the weaponry, but we've seen, I mean, Partizan had a round like this and they won it, and it gave them that stay of execution that they so desperately needed. So for BC, they can tighten up a little bit here. There is a world in which they can give themselves that little bit of room to breathe. The problem is that losing around here for Partizan, it doesn't really mean too much of anything, at least economically. They'll still come into the next round looking really good, and if it's kept expensive, then BC will still struggle even with a one round. So it ain't over just yet, and BC have a massive uphill battle ahead of them.
Does Joel need an op skin? Joel has an op skin. Yeah.
Partizan have all
Flavor sold
Dragon starts off this round simple,
Hyper Beast stat
and
track.
can
And I bought it for
fire,
Joel.
but it doesn't last long, that man advantage. Nexus found, Simple's also traded back. Kakanito and Emmy, very different positions, one in mid, one
Good,
on the
really
pass.
good skin.
Could still isolate Aid Kit, but this round rests on this one frag from the SMG, and Aid Kit knows. He knows what BC.Game were playing at, and he'll take his man. Kakanito, an impossible 1v3. He's about to face down Nopsy, the youngster, the new blood.
36 seconds.
Fall down, giving a bit more lifeline in BC.Game, but it's a last gasp if I've ever seen one. AK swap, no idea of the player. And Ladder and Vladen will shut down the tap. 13-9, Partizan have Mirage.
And it's a little bit of a repeat of what we saw the last time they came up against each other. Okay, a little bit less one-sided. Previously it was a 13-2, but we came into this with so many caveats and asterisks, right? Neither team necessarily playing as a full five that, you know, we expect it to be. You've got BC playing with a coach. You've got Partizan, who've fairly recently made a roster swap up and haven't actually officially filled that fifth spot. So we weren't really sure what we were going to be getting here. BC, despite their clear kind of the handicap coming into this matchup, still put up a phenomenal fight for themselves. S1mple was a big question mark for us. He's had some kind of inconsistencies since his return to Counter-Strike. We weren't sure what S1mple we were going to get today, but so far so good. Has
Gambled
certainly
all
been
Kendo.
a massive boon for the roster, but not enough to drag them over the finish line. And of course, the big concern here being that it was BC's map pick, and that does leave some question marks for what that second map's going to look like.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a deviation from the previous head-to-head that we saw, because it wasn't the pick the Partizan had, so question marks for their own
Channel point prediction out.
I'd say that
Map
their
2, we're going into
substitution pieces look a
Inferno.
lot better than what they have done for BC.Game. On the contrary, like, remember, Nopsy's got like 4 best of 3s on HLTV coming into this series, and the fact that he's been able to post up the kind of performances that he did is an encouraging sign for Partizan, because look, there could have been a world in which he got absolutely outclassed, and I was expecting that, honestly, when you consider who they have.
Intense cast, one of my intense casters
He's
right
done
now.
well to make his way through Mirage, looking as good
Where's
as
the
he's
perma
done.
ban for
I don't
BC?
think Eddie was overly impressive, and that's to be expected to a certain extent, but this is BC.Game we're talking about here, and they could be on to lose another 2-0, irrespective of how close that first map was.
Yeah, absolutely. But we will still have to wait and see what's going to happen on the second map. It is going to be Dust 2. And again, it's another rehashing of where we had seen them previously. That was also a 13-9.
We're going to Inferno. We're not going to Dust.
Can BC.Game take this to a 1-1? Can we go over the finish line?
Better lock in map 2. I'll lock in.
This
I got you.
Partizan putting a stop to their hopes and dreams. We'll find out after the short break.
Chat, channel point prediction is open right now for map 2. We're going to Inferno. 1,000 on BC, 12,000 on Partizan right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna do that. I gotta put on some of my music, and we'll vibe. We'll wait. Chat, if you guys have questions, we'll do a Q&A. We'll do a Q&A. Q&A stands for queso and anchovies. Hold on, let me gamble a little. Gamble. 10%. What size are you? Dude, what, my shoe size, bro. Is that what you're looking for? I'm like a size 12. 11 and a half. It looks like you are the head for the guy who's on the screen. We did this in the last co-stream, dude. As long as I can rock with it, it looks like I am that. I am that dude. What do you guys consider nuke? CT sided or T sided map? CT, as long as people don't fumble. Where's my losers club at? Wait, did I win or lose? Oh, I lost, bro. I'm losers club right here. What was it? Average airspeed velocity of a what? Hold on, Stills. What? Let's go Frontier. When did you realize Zaiwu looked like you? Chat. Chat ingrained it in my head. What's good, Koei? How are you doing today? You guys can hear that, right? Yeah. How'd your tattoo go? Oh, it's a quote? Yeah, I don't know that quote. I'm not a good quoter. What's a perfect sandwich? Dude, honestly, probably an Italian sandwich. If you want something cold, Italian sandwich. If you want something warm, like a toasted one, dude. I don't know, chicken parm. New ESL skit out? Is it out? What is this song? This is Somebody's Watching Me by Peter Punk, Lucky Demon, and Mr. Demon. They really like demons. That's why that's what I got from that. You do exclamation mark playlist, it's in there. Good Frontier. How's your day going? Sore day? Was rough sleep? Was it, did you get a large tattoo yesterday? Basic, no steak and cheese. Look, so steak and cheese is good. Yeah, okay, you know what? Okay, that's actually valid. Maybe I might swap the hot one to a steak and cheese over a chicken parm. Maybe I might have overcooked because chicken parms are like, it's literally breading on bread. Okay, that was a valid argument. Chat, what's your favorite, hold on chat, what's your favorite soda that's not a cola? That's not a cola. Spicy Italian? Yeah, exactly. Cheesesteak are both very situational. They are. I see. I prefer cheesesteak on a more day-to-day. Root beer, orange Fanta, Sprite. What did you say? What's your favorite soda that's not like a cola? Dr. Pepper? It's kind of like a cola, but I'll accept it. Sprite. Strawberry Crush? What the fuck is Strawberry Crush? So hold on, let me look this up. Strawberry Crush soda? Oh shit, okay. That sounds actually kind of good. What was the question? I just asked. I said the question. Cactus Cooler? What the fuck is that? Cactus Cooler. Ginger Ale is a sleeper. Ginger Ale is a sleeper pick. Fuck is Cactus Crush? Orange Pineapple Blast? Wait, that actually kind of sounds good. Brother, I was looking at CS. I didn't hear. What's your favorite? I said it again. What's your favorite soda that's not a cola? Red cream soda, root beer. I fuck with cream soda. Cream soda is good. Pineapple Fanta is good. I feel like I'm not a massive fan of it. It's good though. It's good though. What's this YouTube? What's this YouTube? Hold on, wait. We're opening this.
Vodka, bro.
Hold on.
Next day, best thing, you don't have anything. Take cucumber, potato, you know, картошка, yeah. You can drink it, I don't know, 10 hours.
I fuck with this. This is a good edit, bro. This is hella stimmy. It is stimmy. Fuck out of here. Did they hire a dude to look like Donk to breakdance, bro? What the fuck? What the shit? I like it. I like that. That was good. That was good. I'm happy. I'm happy we got to watch that. What's my preferred car brand? Dude. Fuck, dude. What am I going for? Like luxury look or just like preferred? I don't really know anymore. I just like Ford. Hold on, chat. We are gonna do a quick ad here. We'll do a minute 30. What the helly? That was a banger. Hyundai Sonata? No. Wait, hold on, Kapow. I did see the tier 1, brother. I appreciate you, Goat. How are you doing? One car the rest of your life. Which one? Fuck. Shit. No, bro, it's over. Whoa, Kapow. Whoa, dude. Audis are too expensive for like maintenance and shit. They're nice, they're gorgeous, but like I couldn't do that the rest of my life. I need something smart. I would go like American made maybe or no. Fuck, dude. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. You know what? Give me like a Lexus. No, fuck Lexus. You know what? Give me Genesis. Give me a Genesis. I'm not a Lexus guy. But I'm trying to think of something that's like they look nice, they're cheap to repair because for Rivian, hell no, dude. I said cheap to repair. I'm pretty sure if you lose a bumper on that thing, you're gonna pay the price of the whole car. I need something smart. G70, yeah, that's what I'm saying. G70s are nice, dude. I really want a Genesis SUV.
Acer Predator.
Trota and a Mini Cooper would go hard.
DHL.
Bro, I'd push that thing to the limits, bro.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
I'd be hitting the fucking floor and that thing wouldn't move.
Bored of endless matchmaking?
Get an S2000 boosted.
Experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill.
See, I like S2000s over like Miatas. Actually, do you know what car I really want to get, bro? Do you know what car I really want to get? I want to get a Cappuccino. Those fuckers are sick. Toyota 4Runner guy? No.
Efforts of the stars of BC.Game, they couldn't quite get the job done on
what, big time? They have. I remember the old Genesis Coupe when it was still the Hyundai Genesis Coupe. That shit was good. I wanted one of those.
Just looking at the map stats, the amount
That's a coffee, not a car.
Partizan, it feels like it's time for another
the Cappuccino is kind of like a Miata S2000, but smaller.
Yeah, I'm also taking a look at the teams that they've been beating.
Pretty sure it's a Suzuki.
I will say, or maybe not just beating, but teams that they've been
what up
on this map, and you've also got to kind of take that into consideration. It has been kind of teams on a similar level. It's not that they've kind of been punching above their weight, so to speak. And
No, not Assassino Cappuccino. No.
I mean, they played it 25 times and they have like a 72%
Want to
win
import?
rate. So even if it is,
Yeah, I would love to
in your own
import.
weight class, that's still impressive in and of itself.
Age?
But on the other side, you know, BC.
27. Unk's getting old.
Some pretty decent results on it, but it's also been a little bit back and forth, right? Like you got to win against Alliance and a loss.
What about a
against Alliance.
Tesla?
Like a 2-day difference in when those two.
I don't want to live off a Tesla. I'm also, I like
It does leave
cars
a lot
that
of
make
question marks for
noise.
What this is going to look like. I think inconsistent is.
I don't know how well I'd
a
hang
lot today,
in a quiet
and
car.
It certainly does feel like it also applies just to this map. So there is a world in which we get that 2-0, but I wasn't sure that
Battlefield,
first map was going to go
no,
quite as close as it did. So I think for BC having
crazy.
maybe a little bit to prove here, not so much in the sense of still trying to qualify, because as
Just
we mentioned
about you,
earlier,
guy.
they've qualified to the regional final, so that's not a big issue for them.
Wine dispenser in
the
his center console. That is crazy.
Voices on the peripheral
Passat,
have things
make
to say
noise
about
in the
this team
winter.
and about the players on the team, and obviously with them playing with the coach today. I think coming into this one,
Favorite tier 1
this
team
map,
currently?
they've got a little
I
bit
haven't
of
really
gap
watched
to
much
push
of
forward
the
to try
higher
and
up pro
bring this
league,
to a
so
third.
I'll have to keep my eyes on it.
A lot of people expected them to bring it to a third. I think we're all expecting them to have a much better showing in general in this series, and I think that the standing has hurt them a lot more than it seems to imply. Like, I just don't think Emmy is quite up to snuff for the caliber that this team needs them to perform at. And look, you know, it's not to blame him particularly, like to put it all on his shoulders. They don't have a choice because of the recency of Prime Taps' departure.
Tesla
from the team,
overrated?
and just taking
I think Tesla's cool. Like, I think Electric's semi-future, bro. But shit, I personally, I would rather get a fucking V8 than a V6 EcoBoost turboed out, dude. I want something that's about to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of players that we're really looking towards here. Obviously, Dragon was our Katia player to watch coming into this, and has been a little bit hit or miss, but I feel like kind of
good,
started
Don.
to make up for some of those
Simple.
mistakes, but ended on a pretty middling scoreline towards the end there. So hopefully we can see a little bit more momentum come out of him in this one. I will say, yeah, we were talking a little bit about the swing factor at the beginning of the series, but particularly talking about Depression, who's no longer on the roster yet. But Kindo had a pretty strong swing factor just himself in that first map. So that's, and I don't think that I was expecting him necessarily to be the person that was going to step up into that role and to start, being the big difference maker here. But sometimes when a gap is left open, somebody's got to step into it, and it looks like that is exactly what Kindo has done.
Zin might cure me? Yeah, dude, the Zin will also always cure you, dude.
Yeah, he wasn't
I
exactly
swear.
lighting the world on fire.
How are you? I'm doing good, Don. How are you doing?
Game and Partizan. So the fact that he stepped it up big time is again an encouraging sign for him as an individual.
These are
Now, can he
cool.
carry it forward
I'm
into
not
his next
against
map
them.
up is
I
the
just
next big
prefer,
question.
something
I
that
reckon
goes
he might not be
vroom.
able to do so, but he's not
Not
without his backup.
electronically.
There were several players doing rather well. Vladen was
Chat,
also
channel point
posted good
prediction is
numbers.
still
Moxie
open.
was the
We have
big surprise of
23,000
our
on
eyes.
BC,
So,
33,000 on Partizan. I'll
I'll
close that out here shortly. If you guys want to put some more channel points on the line, now's the time.
In pistols on our records. Let's see whether Partizan will break that stalemate with a win in their column. Nopsy will indeed look to lead them in with the apps pop. Two players out in mid, utility at the ready, smokes down at Moto, and long as well. Flash over, unaffecting Emmy. Point blank, trying to get a headshot together, can't quite do so. Dragon draws out first blood. Good trade to Kakanito.
We came out apps backwards. That's pistol. There's no shot.
Couldn't adjust down low. It's a 4v2 as a result. Bomb plant should be
Wait.
coming in at the backside.
Wait.
Will take aid kit down, so it brings the man advantage within one, but it's still against BC.Game.
Oh. Bit of a nasty shot there.
Oh! Yeah, I don't know.
Make that a
I might,
second
yeah, I was
nasty
just
shot.
hyping it
All
up.
right, 1 versus 2, but no, gonna run straight into Vladan, who had a pretty good showing in this pistol round. That was a really nice apps pop, and I think that it's
I'm gonna
really
raise the
difficult
sales
in a
price?
pistol round
Yeah.
because you want to play.
Well,
as
that's also
safe
the
as
thing
possible. You
too,
wanna
right?
kinda
If
hedge
I want to
your
get a
bets
car
little
like
bit, so to
that, I
speak,
also
because you know
don't
you're
want
gonna
someone
have
that
the
like
weaponry
beat
to
it to
do
shit,
anything,
right? I want
really
something that's
crazy.
gonna be like
So
nice, which
you
is even
are
harder.
in very predictable positions. You got a player outside library, you got a player under balcony, you got a player in pit, and that's very telegraphed. And I think that Partizan just kind of read into that perfectly. Pop out of the apps. They make
BC
sure to
force here.
shut down the 3 players in the very predictable positions. And okay, they could very easily have lost those battles, but they didn't. And so they'll take that first pistol round under their belts, and that'll be their second for the series.
Well, they convert the break, though. BC.Game force brought into this one. S1mple's domed in Vlad, and they've lost a lot of HP as well on Nopsy and Kindo. He's back 10.
That's crazy.
Or rather easily playing entry, especially in the case of Nopsy. Both players, in fact, out towards this banana angle. No damage done to Emmy on the CT side, who's pressing forward. They suspect there might be something going on here on Partizan.
Chair tackle for our match tonight? So. What time's the match tonight?
Emmy could play patient, and he could win the round by default here.
Is tonight your first?
Fight to go the way of the T-side player. So it's back to a 4-on-4. S1mple not to receive, though. Headshot missed. Kindo ducks underneath the crosshair. And now A-side's open. Someone's got to go back for the bomb. But this should be a Partizan round now.
Damn.
That's unfortunate. It feels like Emmy maybe gets a little bit
close game
antsy. Starts pushing when maybe just kind of holding the closer angle might have netted a better opportunity. But
I can't chair tackle right now.
They don't have
if we get OT, I'll chair tackle, but if I'm getting sick and my body starts hurting, them fuckers are going to hurt extra.
As you mentioned, right, S1mple missing that headshot. It was a bit of a wider swing as well, and I think he was hoping, he's kind of holding a slightly tighter angle.
The cords are sick, so I'm more of like a SUV truck kind of guy.
And he loses out on that duel.
Like, or like, I'm SUV truck or like sports car. Like, I'm not a huge sedan enjoyer.
You do not want to lose that into the next round. You want to make sure that your next buy is as what
Toyota Prius? Fuck
it's
no.
not as, you know,
although the new ones look a lot better than they used to. I will, you know what? I'll give him benefit of the doubt.
This is cheeky, already having taken down Andu. Kakanito trades back though, but unfortunately it's not the clean save that they were hoping for. Nexa
well, MP9 picked up
quite a bit of damage for himself and take away quite a few of those guns from Partizan, but unfortunately losing out on all that extra money could put them in a bit of a tight one in this round.
Frontier? I don't think I've seen it.
BC.Game could justify a secondary force up though.
Not a Maybach Rolls Royce kind of guy. Fuck no. Fuck no, dude.
More heavy-handed with the Kevlar and util, but
I don't. Even if I had that type of money, that's not what I would buy.
They've still got some decent upgrades, and if they can get kills,
and I do not have that kind of money.
Then the reset can come after the fact. S1mple. We're going to try and find one of said opening kills. Unable to do so up in mid.
Not a million.
Mac 10 up close for Vladimir.
Where's Prime Tabs? Prime Tabs is currently benched. They're picking up a new fifth, and Emmy, the coach, is standing in.
Next attack is Kakanito low. Fight goes well for the first man. Kakanito's good for the trade.
I'm the second richest person on the planet.
Damage on the exit though.
No.
Does make it quite easy. You could blow him over with a feather at this point. But it hasn't pulled rotations away, which I think is really great.
You had a driver to drive you around?
This
yeah, I don't have that kind of money.
But it's not going to be enough to deter the push.
You know, snakes through that smoke, trying to get behind.
Still boosted.
Line player over at Flower, undetected, and eventually will get traded. But S1mple may have just gained the primary objective for BC.Game. Another 3 casualties against Partizan. Keep the economy very limited for the next. Should be buying, but the reset will be up, and BC.Game will have a full investment of their own. See what Kakanito can do. Nopsy's 40 HP. Kill against him. And rather easily to the SMG if he can find the burst before he gets spotted. New box is where he needs to check, but he's also aware about Coffins. Leans forward, sees his contact.
All losable, yeah.
Aid kit, however, saves him, bails him out. Keeps 2 alive for the 3-0 start of Partizan. Here come the guns for BC.Game.
Word, Joel.
As you mentioned, right, doing quite a bit of damage in that round. So you, at this point, you're just kind of trying to chip away at the long-term economy and make
maybe if they were getting rain, the reason why they couldn't get rain was because he's in
this round will put Partizan in a
probably playoff with
uncomfortable position. You've lost kind of a lot of money having to reinvest consistently. There's no real loss streak bonus to speak of because it'll be your first lost round. So they will be in a bit of a tight spot. But it comes down to being able to win this round. This is a really important swing round. We talk about the swing potential of particular players. This is a round that has some massive swing repercussions if BC can manage to pull it under their belts.
try to see if Andu can get that start flashed in.
Who's the IDL on this roster? Nexa is BC's IDL.
Respect the smoke, at least mostly. They try and get
At least what I know.
I
don't think that's changed.
Got some damage to Nopsy, and they decide not to stick around inside of it for much longer than that. They still have a lot of B emphasis. It looks like Banana and B seems to be the intentional end at the moment. Ollie sent, counter utilities there again. Kindo can at least get to that cubby corner. That might have ramifications for the late round because that bomb's still hesitant to push on. Meanwhile, brackets being taken by 2 others of Partizan.
Partizan definitely feeling the weight of the importance of this round.
It doesn't make sense. Why? How doesn't it make sense,
Moose?
Moose?
Playing this very slowly, doing a bit of poking and prodding, and trying not to give away position unnecessarily. However, they've opted to commit to this A site, and this is the heavily reinforced.
Because I'm 27, okay? So I'm curious.
Damn,
okay. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Such a great performance on map 1. We've already talked about it, and if he keeps this up for map number 2, then BC.Game have got many more.
True, our roster was locked in for the cup.
Down at 0 and 4. Next round,
that is actually true.
Guns, of course, but the hunt could also be on from Partizan, and they've been rather successful with that. Damage to their economy be downed because 5 alive.
Moose, how old do I look?
Fix up the gaps. Anyone taken out from BC.Game is just the cherry on top.
Good flavor.
Admittedly, I was a little concerned about them pushing into the heavily reinforced
23.
site, but they do it as 5. They've got some beautifully placed utility that just kind of flushes people off of their angles a little bit, blinds them out. And even
I feel like you're 18 and 33 at the same time.
A swing that ends in a headshot, and sometimes that's all it takes. A little bit of damage done here from BC, but as you mentioned, doesn't make
dude, I'll take that because if you average that out, that would be around 25.
In a little bit more of an uncomfortable position here. That was an important round for them to try to walk away with, and they get absolutely denied at the finish line. And it feels like Partizan just kind of
an astrologist. What's a star sign?
Around on this map, and of course, with it being their map pick, you are expecting them to be looking comfortable. But I wasn't expecting BC to look quite this uncomfortable. And maybe they weren't expecting the Inferno to come out. Maybe they were expecting it to be a different map for the second. But unfortunately, even with those 5 reps that they've had recently, it doesn't seem to have done enough.
I think I'm an Aquarius. I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure.
5 times in the last 3 months just has better protocols, or at least better practice on those protocols, and are much more well-drilled unit.
What month?
Game
February 15th.
Suffering to that advantage. At least they've gained a pick back for Kakanito, an AK in his hands, and maybe a chance to combine with Simple's M4, the hero.
Wait, you're Feb 10th, Moose?
Kakanito can only go 1 against Aid Kit.
Real?
Nexa will also fall on that smoke, so advantage for Partizan.
Yeah, February 15th.
Maybe you rotate Andy with the 5-7 and then maybe get some exit frags, or at least try for some of those, try and re-limit the economy state, because you
Wait, actually?
lose 3
yeah, that's
players
fucking
in this
sick.
round. I mean, Nopsy is also low. But Simple's just got to save the M4. There's no real reason to throw that away on a retake like this.
The smoke spam there was nasty. We actually see 2 smokes coming out at the same time. Both teams trying to give themselves a little bit of an advantage.
There's too many people I know with the September.
Where possible, you want to try and break apart the T's as they push their way through. And obviously for the T's, you want to isolate.
Ride the wave and give birth on stream?
Deal with that situation one problem at a time. And despite the fact that they've got a smoke to their left, Nopsy's just like, I'm just gonna spray this, because chances are they've set up a crossfire. Chances are I might just be able to, even if I don't get a kill, get some damage, which should stand us in good stead for once we actually get in onto the site. And well, more than damage, he actually does manage to get that kill. So they completely crack open that site. And it's unfortunate for BC because they are trying to be a little bit more dynamic with their positions, right? They're not holding in the same places every single time. They're not being, terribly telegraphed, but it does feel like they're not being terribly innovative per se either. So they're getting themselves caught out pretty consistently, and that's just another round with another example of it. Yes, of course, it was a lower kind of pistol adjacent round, so you weren't expecting too much to come out of it, but it's turning into a landslide. It's turning into a runaway where it's like, well, at what point do we start to expect something out of them?
This game is
hopefully soon. You're about to lose the
bad.
BC game.
Bad for BC.
5-0. No cash in reserve. Lost bonus is all you're working from. So round victory here for Partizan would lead them to win at 7-0. BC.Game are in a bit dire straits. They need to find something greater. Where's it going to come from? Who's it going to come from?
Where are you gonna come from? Where are you gonna go?
What's the formula for success? What's the way into this CT side of Inferno? First minute seen no opening casualties. Damage done to Kindo and A kit in minimal amounts. Ooh, missed smoke there towards the A bomb side. Might cancel any A action, and B will start to see the wrap.
I thought that was going to be a banana smoke, but no, as you say, missed trying to get to that library smoke, or the connector smoke rather. Now doing a little bit of exploration up towards the B site, maybe trying to pull some rotation to just get some early information. Beautiful opening shot there, gives them that numbers advantage. Maybe getting a little bit too greedy though, as 8kit's managing to fight it back, and now they have free reign of the A site.
S1mple's here.
Seconds though, they've got to make a move. Balin's going to check the S1mple. S1mple's going to catch him. And now stored him for all that they can.
We got two.
Involved for Kindo, goes nowhere. 8kit's going to get that AWP pick and rotate out of there, save the gun. It's more impactful to Partizan in the next. Just stalled out on time. Mistakes made on Partizan is what gives BC.Game their opener. Cash still good for them though. They'll rebuy. BC.Game need to follow it up with a big round of their own.
I think when the time is running so short, you actually start to maybe panic a little bit.
Lock in, dude. I'm locked.
Things as effectively as we should be, because we realize, oh man, we got to get down to the site. There's like 3 of us here. We should be able to, even if there's somebody here, we should be able to find a way to deal with it. And unfortunately, you kind of lose both of those players. S1mple goes absolutely nuclear. Needed from him as well. And finally, BC will find themselves on the board. We're talking about, you know, when do we start to expect things? Well, it seems like now might be the reasonable time to start expecting a resurgence.
Brings down Kindo to get involved here towards brackets. Faster plays out with Partizan. Dragon will go falling as the first casualty for the T side. Andu trades back on Kindo as well. Mopsy's involved on Emmy, reducing him to 0.
Partizan are just playing so aggressive.
3-on-3 scenario, which they can plant for default. Retake on for BC.Game.
Gonna do a second prediction for Emmy to have 0 kills on the half.
BC.Game seriously taking their time here. Still have quite a bit
Am I
of utility
blind?
to get them in onto the site here, but
No
time
shot.
is starting to tick away. They don't have a kit on board, so they're going to need to push. Spots the barrel of the gun, the first one to go down. We're waiting for the second. Kakanito from up on high, but does get shut down in quick succession. But it's Andu with the final kill of the round. Unfortunately, there is very limited
There's
time.
hope.
Is there a world? Is there a possibility?
Yeah,
Can
dude.
He pull the
No.
same shenanigans
Yeah,
that S1mple did in the previous map?
Holy shit.
Yes, he can.
There's a kid short. Kid short. There you go.
And all excellent stuff. Hero of BC.Game when they needed it most. I said they needed a big round, and
I mean, he is a coach, and he's gotten some kills before too.
Excellent, excellent stuff. It was the last AWP shot that you could just see it disappear from. All right, well, we got some impact guys to look out for on BC.Game. It was all simple in the last map up, but Andy may step up to the play here. Kakanito's also on 1 frag behind him on the frag counts. And Partizan losing 2 in a row also lose their economical advantage. Hanging on by a thread with all the damage output of the ecos. Now it's Tech 9s and P250s, and this is BC.Game's way into this map.
Oh, I see.
There's been videos talking about who the Fizz is going to be. I don't know if there's been videos, but chat's been talking about Rain is the Fizz. Possibly.
Well, so that could be the difference maker. They spotted out where S1mple is. S1mple survives, but Kakanito is run over.
Huge pick from S1mple. If he went down, that would have been the round.
Apartments, but Emmy's a little bit scattered. Doesn't know exactly where to look towards. And now knowing the S1mple's over there, it seems like they apply the brakes on Partizan. They've lost a lot of HP on Nopsy and Dragon to get the kill in. I have to pass that M4.
I know of Stu, but I am not like close to Stu.
Kevlar across them.
Like I don't think I've actually talked to him.
The banana campaign. B is the target. The BC.Game have gone light here. They're going to stack on A. The HE from AidKit will start to reveal things. Double HE's come in. I'll make a difference.
I'm
Next
gonna
is
tell my wife I lost all my ops and try to shit.
That bomb indeed will get blocked out for a time being. They've got some time to play with over Partizan.
More people have been playing that
Next
off angle. Hold CT.
Big important one. Bomb still not planted. AidKit's waiting for an extension. They're waiting for someone to make a mistake here on the CT side. and they are all here to receive. Bomb tap once, Tech 9 needs two, gets none. Nopsy and Dragon
He's
solo.
not sicking.
There's
He should have
no way
probably
in this
sucked
round,
it.
Not at all.
Well, especially not at this point. Unfortunately, Dragon is literally in Narnia. Was trying to put a little bit of a flank situation going on, but the response from BC.Game, once they realize it's not going to be the A hit, is actually very quick, incredibly so. And they don't bother leaving someone towards the A site, because in a round like this, when you know it's a bit of an anti-eco, you know that they have to kind of go with as much force as possible. Doesn't really make too much sense to try and hold on to that. So they all kind of rotate over, and they do so quickly enough that, as mentioned, once that lurk does start to try and activate, the entirety of Partizan has already been shut down. Unfortunate that they weren't able to make that cross. I think if they do get the bomb across, maybe they at least get that plant. Maybe they've got a little bit more of an opportunity, but it's snatched away from them by a beautifully timed shot. And that gives a little bit more room to breathe on the other side.
Beautifully placed Tate Cheese as well from the CT forces, tagging Kindo and Mopsy down. They're two of the Galil players here for Partizan, and you can see exactly what that bomb plant bonus could have done to their setup. Oh, Vladim's just missed a pixel peeking out there from the balcony.
That's information.
Now seen him, but Kakanito and Andu have gone down in other engagements elsewhere. One down on A, one down on B, and one man remaining on B for Nexa.
Oh,
about
this
to
is
face
bad.
the full frontal force of the Partizan side. Can he stand to attention only for one pick?
They attempt to save, but look at where Vladin is. He's inside of apps.
Assistance of Nopsy and all. The bomb plant secured, and this will be a returning round for Partizan that will finally win minimum 6. And they hunt the AWPer. And I'll try to do so, but S1mple is S1mple, and S1mple takes no prisoners.
It's actually a nasty shot from Kakanito as well, but unfortunately not too much more that can be done off the back of that one. S1mple trades off to the M4. I'm thinking that's probably in case somebody goes for a hunt.
back
So you're
to
in a
tier
slightly
1
better
first.
position
Next or
to
S1mple?
defend yourself. You'll likely swap back to the AWP once that time ticks away.
Probably
to an
S1mple just
unrecoverable
the
position.
loan because of
But
his
Partizan are looking
quality
very
of
good at the
gameplay right
moment. As
now
much
and
as
his
BC
name
have
attached.
Put up a little bit of a fight here and there. It certainly does feel like, you were talking about protocols a little bit earlier on, and you were also talking about, I think it was Andu, who'd looked a little bit lost on the site. It might have been maybe 1 round back or 2 rounds back, and I think that a lot of that comes down to, again,
Got a Hades will stand in for heroic. I
not
saw
having
that, or
those,
Chad said that, and I'm
set
excited.
protocols in
I
place,
want
not
to
knowing
watch
exactly
that.
what needs to happen. So when things get chaotic, you start to
I want to
panic
watch
a little
that.
bit. You're not entirely sure where you need
But
to
when
be.
does
and
hero?
maybe,
What
at that point,
events
communication
that
starts
for?
to break down a little bit, and that's again why I think that maybe this wasn't an expected map for them. The fact that they've kind of avoided it so consistently over the last few months.
Oh, yes,
without
we talked
banning
about
it,
that.
Just straight up avoided it. Does tell me that it's certainly
the
not
Asian
one that they were
Championship.
hoping to have to fight on.
It was actually Emmy, the man I was talking about there. Not sure if he wanted to dip between long and short, got killed off, and as of right now, he's 0-7. So just to highlight.
We also have
again
the Underpick
how
World
dire
Championship
things
around
can
the
look at
corner
times
too.
for BC.Game, and especially in this context.
I got
He
approved for
has
that.
Not found any impact at all for his team, and might need to start raising
Approved
that
for a lot
basement
coming
somewhat,
up.
because that might be the answer.
Which I'm happy about.
S1mple, and even Nex is doing all that he can to try and bring BC.Game back into this match. Make no mistake, it is a match at this point. Partizan trying to gain their 2-0. They've already gained the opposing map pick, and Andu will take down Nopsy to provide an opportunity again for his side. Opening frag, man advantage.
And that causes Partizan to pause as well. And again, I mean, they are playing that slower style. It's what you've come to expect. Losing that initial player off of trying to get that early banana control. And they get that control. And Andu just kind of swings. Very unexpected. And unfortunately, Nopsy losing out on that battle. Nopsy's been a huge proponent so far on this map. So to have him taken out so early on, not the greatest. And look, again, BC not opting to over-rotate unnecessarily. They're keeping a strong presence here towards this B site. And it's a good call.
HE's to cross to try and reveal presence, but it will clear up very quickly. Bomb's taking his time, trying not to play too quickly. Don't want to get caught off by some CT trap. Boost up towards Flower Pot, dealt with by Kindo.
Slow down.
Boosting player. Bomb has crossed successfully, though. Will look to go down. No HP for Kindo and Vladin, though. Nexa tries to get the blind shot against the planter, but unable to do so. Reveals himself to Kindo, who turns up a man advantage now for Partizan.
Solid utility there to get themselves in on towards the side and deny any sort of an attempt at a retake
should
here.
be the
That's
round.
the important thing. Not blowing everything on the exec, but making sure you've got a
that's
little bit left to drag you through the last dregs of the round. And S1mple now once again left all on his own. It's another round where he's just going to have to try and hold on to this AWP because money is a problem, friends. You try and make this as expensive as possible. Ooh. And he's
getting hunted, though. He's getting hunted.
Continues to be
no shot he reads this, right?
What
the fuck?
King. Yes, he does, and survives to tell the tale. Can't confirm the round, but it's flashy, it's exciting. Does it make much of a difference as we're 2 rounds out from the half?
I mean, if BC.Game could find a reset in the next, then possibly can make it a 7-5 half for them, which is recoverable for considering, you know, the T-side basis. It's one of those moments where you might question the consistency of S1mple, but just 4 kills in that round, looking beautiful.
How are you doing?
Almost made a mistake that cost him his life, but still.
Mess up that smoke. Still gets both B players and
this goes to show that he might still have it, not quite as much as
he was just doing it so he could.
He still got it. Oh, 2 line up for Kakanito. He's got 2 main
against
advantages.
the wall.
Kindo and Dragon not expecting that. BC.Game might not have been expecting it either. Trade attempts will come in from Vlad, and he will get his man back. Short now, cleared out. Emmy trying to see if he can lock up the SMG. S1mple in the meantime has caught a pick back, extending towards Banana. 8 kids down. And Vladen now looking against Nexa. Goes falling all the same to his former teammate. Noxy in a 1 versus 4. Doing what he can. The site itself will take down Emmy. Once again, leaving the man Fragler 0 and 9 now. Secondary player also drops to the headshot.
No shot, you win this, so you can get the plant down.
Doesn't know where they're coming from, though. Not counting if it was short. The flashbangs will start to telegraph it, though. Looking to isolate Nexa first up. Pixels away. Feet away. Smokes in to reveal himself, but his back is turned. And Nexa's patience will pay off.
No, I was waiting for the Nopsy crazy 1v4 clutch, but not to be the case. So you said it. If BC.Game can find a little bit of momentum here, get this first round, first quote unquote, they can maybe convert that into a second, and that will be a huge difference.
I thought he was trying to do it so he could easy swing like pixel peek off pillar
to see the massive impact
for the smoke debate that he ran.
Every single one of them 2 rounds ago can actually have. Now we have seen Partizan, I think it was Partizan in fact, with the Galil and the Tech-9s over on Mirage that had a phenomenal round. Can they replicate straight into S1mple's waiting arms?
Doesn't go any further than that though. Missed shot on Vlad, and as Andu falls first to Kindo. Advantage for Partizan. They charge forward, and Vlad is going to get dealt with by Nexa. 3 on 3.
Already getting flanked.
Kindo's got an AWP. Where's the other rifle? Then I might have to hunt for it. No. Kills coming thick and fast from Kakanito and Nexa. Nexa with a triple and a 5th on the board of BC.Game, denying the fast rush of Partizan and keeping it as close as possible. 2 rounds to the good as they go to their T side next up and try and recover this map.
Well, Emmy did get 0 on the half. You did call it. Prime Taps was you know what? I think he was okay. He just wasn't prime with the taps. I think that's what it was. Emmy been bench. Emmy's the coach. Yeah, we are gonna do a quick ad break here on the half. We'll push back the timer a bit. Why bench that replacement? I think they thought they were gonna have the replacement if it is true on Rain. But Rain had to go play Pro League with FaZe. That would make sense. That would make sense if Rain truly is coming over to BC. Bro, Johnny Speed's coming in with a hydrate. Do you guys play today? Or do you guys play tomorrow? Right? Is upper bracket tomorrow, right? Damn, on your day off you're pulling through. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, I'll vouch for you to get a raise, bro. What do I need to say? Oh yeah, tomorrow is Clash of Swedes. Johnny Speeds versus Alliance. 10 Swedes in the lobby. What else we got going on? Tonight. Oh yeah, tonight I think I'm gonna do boss versus lag. I think I'll do it. I think I'll do it. If I'm feeling okay. If I'm feeling good. You see G2 3D Max? Such a good game. I did not see it. I did not watch it. And then tomorrow's matchups, we have Pro League happening in the morning to afternoon. So, Pro League tomorrow, 3D Max Falcons, Maz Navi, Spirit Phase, Furia, Vitality. Then we also tomorrow have the lower bracket, upper brackets for Pro League, or for Challenger League in EU. Oh, and then NA, North America, South America is not doing their challengers tomorrow. So okay, so maybe an earlier start tomorrow.
As we enter the second half, 7-5.
Okay, because there's a few days off.
Do lead.
Was Emmy a coach?
Maintain said lead, or will
it sucks. I mean, coaches don't need her to shoot right now, though. That's the thing.
Off the first half over on Mirage.
Why was Rain subbed in for Jacob? They needed him to be.
Honestly, for my money, I felt like I wanted to see more from them on the CT side. And okay, a lot of that is leaning on the fact that, you know, you've got S1mple and you've got his prowess as an AWP. And that's not to say that he can't perform on the T side, but we all know you're likely to get better results on CT. Well,
Emmy got a kill.
AWP not needed,
he's on the board.
It seems like they'll just do it
for all you haters.
Straight up casualties, although Kindo, he's got himself a kill on Kakanito. Back on the B-bomb side where most of the action has not been taking place. Secondary player back of Nopsy, he's also gooshed and dead to rights. Now Kindo's left alone to try and hold the defense of his teammate. Will be very slow to rotate.
That'll be lineups.
He just forced them off the bomb plant for now. And knowing his exact positioning, they can start to account for it.
Why hasn't AidKit rotated over?
So he just knows exactly where they're trying to get themselves out to.
I mean, you're still on Moto.
Finally, smoke's come down. That's not a smoke. That's a decoy. I thought it was a smoke to try and block off his position, but not to be. AidKit now arrives at the bomb. Finally gets planted for BC.Game, but 2v3 for the retake. Kindo will check all his corners, try pre-fire, get nothing out of it, and similar story for AidKit. The same pistol win for BC.Game.
I believe we're 2 for 2 now with pistols as well.
Indeed we are.
Yeah, very cool. BC a much needed pistol round for them as well.
I'm waiting for it, dude.
Gives them quite a bit of an opportunity to potentially run away. But we did see literally on the previous map where it was Partizan that won the pistol, and then on the T side buy up, got everything going for them, lose the round in a very unexpected way, and it set them on a really rough trajectory. They were still able to recover, which was great. So now, does BC fall to that same trap, or can they kind of maintain that momentum a little bit better?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
But Partizan going for, instead of what we saw on Mirage, but rather going for, so instead of the upgraded pistols and more utility, they're going for those MP9s. They want to go for being able to farm up a little bit of extra cash. Can't fault them for that.
I love this to go game 3, map 3. After this, whenever the series is over, I'll hop off and then I'll probably queue up some more shorts and shit. Schedule some more.
Saw it a lot over on the first map of Mirage. Inferno will be no different, although Emmy will still lose that opening fight. HE is down, gets Vlad in a little bit of cover. Tries to cross away, sees a second, dips in, maybe getting a bit too greedy there. Now AidKit's 5-7 is all that's left to depend the bomb side.
There, Devon.
I think the BC.Game might know about
You have a good day.
Check his corner, he still finds Andu, so that's a frag. Mac 10 now available towards him, he pick it up.
I think off that corner, you just swing holding, like just spray it all the way out.
Kakanito down at half HP or less. 3-on-3. There might be some legs towards this round, but 8 retakes are so difficult on Inferno, and now that Nopsy's fallen, those chances have gone down the toilet.
And just saving.
It may seem like such a stupid thing to point out, but it
Indo
feels
actually
like
turned
it's
back
just kind
around
of
towards Arch.
leaning into the narrative of maybe BC.Game being a little bit uncomfortable, but you've got two players that are both smoking the exact same choke point, right? And that feels like something that you should have.
Yes, +1 on any
protocols for,
shorts
like, right,
watchers
you know,
or
when we go
TikTok
in, you're gonna
watchers,
smoke,
dude.
you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that.
+1, dude.
The fact it's a little bit messy, and I mean, it doesn't make a big difference in this round because obviously they're winning the round, so it's not like this type of a miscommunication is causing them a massive issue right now. But it is something that could potentially snowball into trouble as we get a little bit further on into this T side. Now they have managed to even out the scoreline.
But 0.
That's already a great sign for them. They've come out with 3 players left.
Those are really cool. I've been trying to post some more. I've been trying to at least do one a day. If there's something that pops off though, I'll try and post it like for 2 a day.
Small kind of communication errors and ensure themselves a little bit more of that momentum.
It's helped the YouTube a fuckload.
Seven apiece now for BC.Game.
Is an idea has to be a short for wait, are you talking
over with a 5-7 of Blanham with HE with Kevlar rather.
Are you talking about
Smoke available instead of HE.
vitamin C?
How the hell did he
Yeah.
absolutely no idea. The flashbang from Kindo certainly helped, but that's a USP.
No, you have YouTube? I multi-stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick.
36 points of health.
Every day now.
All a banana. This is all the info to work with, and now
we're
the
everywhere.
CTs, oh,
Appreciate the primer, Coyote.
8 kids now prepped.
Thank you, guys.
Charging his way forward. Don't want to make too much noise as a player to the left-hand side, and then the USP again.
Appreciate it, Baba.
He gets a kill.
You as well.
Up on Nexa. Dragon's gone down, as is Nopsy. 2v2, but Vladin's not done. Kakanito's picked up and it's simple. Half HP, AK in hand, but 2 pistols to face against, and 1 to the left. He peeks in. The USP comes up and combines. Vladin's credited with a triple, and Partizan have got away with murder.
That is hilarious because, I mean, you said it right. Vladin he gets the 3, but all of that comes down to Nopsy and the fact that
what was bought into this? They had an MP9 and like a 5.7. That was the whole round.
Seem like much, but he can give over the information. There's no one here. They're all pushing. So
As
now
long as ugly as a football club, I'm pretty sure.
Expect when that push comes through. Vladin has all the information in the world to play off of. And
some investor contact you?
Shuts down
what from? Oh, you're talking about from the Zen?
What a ridiculous round to come out on top of, and now BC.Game's money.
Yeah, I saw these games. Nah, bro, I appreciate the primer, bro.
It was supposed to be an easy one.
I appreciate
and
it.
off the back of that, they're now in a
does help me do this too.
issue in terms of the money that they have available. They forced into this 3 AKs and 2 Tech 9s. Almost every one of them, well, every single one of them below $100. So this round is super important.
I am from the US.
And realistically, this should be another Partizan round. They may have let this map slip through their fingers off the back of a ridiculous pistol.
This is that tipping point. We talked about it in the last map up, where if you lose, you go, that was the moment we lost, and that would be the moment for BC.Game. Partizan. Truly remarkable stuff, and spearheaded by their new blood again. I'm genuinely stunned that Nopsy's done as well as he had. He's had 2 green maps in his 4 best of 3s on HLTV with Partizan. And he's posted up 2 more right here, it seems.
W Parmesan.
Stunning stuff. And Partizan have received very little of BC.Game into round 16. The AWP of Aid Kit is ready towards brackets. A 5th man will join the BC.Game execution to set the utility up over on long. Vladin's checking out the apartments. Shoulders seen. Shot connects. Andu is the first to fall. And BC.Game continue their campaign as Aid Kit lands a stunner on Nexa. A reface.
Dude, I thought he hit that.
Doesn't quite get that much, but Vladin on short defensive gets a lot more as well. Kakanito and Emmy are down. It's simple in a 1v5. 10 seconds to make it happen.
It's money does BC have? A lot.
By the CTs, and all 5 will maintain their lives to Partizan. You couldn't get any better than that. Money is reset for BC.Game. Money is bolstered on your side of the board. You've got 3 AKs to play with on CT. Oh, it's closing time if you're Partizan.
the reaction time from Aidkid. I mean, sure, he doesn't get that third kill, but whatever. Yeah, I always talk about just the presence of an AWP and how intimidating that can be and how it can really slow things down. Because if that's not an AWP, maybe you see a bit more aggression running up towards Library, but you don't want to, especially after he's already got 2 kills. So even if he misses that shot, he's doing
Well,
his
the
job of
issue is,
slowing
right,
you down,
their
staying
money
the tide,
is,
and buying time
they're
for
using
the
their
rest of
money
the team.
as
Exactly what you
marketing
needed to do.
rather than an
Perfection. And it's
organization
another
or
pistol
using
here
money
for
as a
BC.
company.
S1mple.
Which is like, it's kind of the same, but
What the
kind of
hell?
different,
Okay,
right?
he's
So like,
bought
the thing
Eagle
is,
Kevlar.
the money that they have,
Looking
they
for
can
a
directly
third.
invest how
Doesn't
they
quite
want
get
it
it.
without
Set up
reaching out
and
to other
the trade
sponsors
back
to try and
Vladen.
funnel like the
I want
system.
to see the shots from Simple's
Rather
POV,
than,
2v4 now set up by him
the
single-handedly.
Partizan, for
And,
example, how they
well,
get all their
he's
money
changed
is
the
outside
narrative again.
investments
It's
into
not
getting
closing time
sponsors.
for Partizan. You've just lost to a Deagle and 2 heads.
You know, it's always it's infuriating when that happens, but my god, if it isn't entertaining. And it's the second time where we've kind of laid down in this series anyway, where we've kind of laid down, well, that could spell disaster, right? Because now it's pistol round, we're gonna go into, you know, double digits or whatever, and it's gonna turn into a runaway. And then on a pistol round, the opposing team just goes, nope. Sit down, take note. We're flipping everything on its head. We're flipping the script here, and that's what Simple's done.
I
And
would
the
love
fact
this
that
to
you've
go
got
map
2
3.
players who are literally like, they're across from one
I
another.
feel about
So
Dumkid to
the
BC.
flick needed to be perfect. You said you want to see
Is
that
that
from his
a
POV.
rumor?
I definitely do as well, because
Is
it had
that
to
is
have
that
been
factual?
magical to be able to get that first and then instantly correct to get the second and take almost no damage while it's happening. I was so ready for that third kill to come through, and it wasn't even needed for him, because once that follow-up comes through from his teammate,
Just
a
odds?
perfect trade, there is
Against
literally
it.
nothing that Partizan can do at that point. This should have been double digits for Partizan. It should have been BC with very little to kind of say for themselves in this round, but instead they've turned it back around. They've given themselves a little bit of a stay of execution here, a breath of fresh air, and maybe they can still survive a little bit longer in this map.
This round's large if BC can pull it off.
Or maybe they could take a lead for BC.Game.
Yeah, go ahead of that.
Again, they're fighting for tournament survival in this match, lower bracket game. Partizan are a map up in the series. Kindo goes up on the man advantage only for a brief moment. Emmy's good to trade his second kill of the game. Little something coming the way of the coach. Now Dragon and Nopsy on defense. Third man is on the way. Vladen rotating, suppressed by the smokes. HG tries to come down, assists Dragon to a certain extent and gets a kill from beyond the smoke. Nopsy's also involved with a double, and it comes up good and confident for Partizan. Again, a lockout defensive of the B bomb site to go blow for blow with BC.Game. Money is looking questionable without the bomb plant here.
Yikes.
Should be able to buy back again, but Partizan, they're on the precipice of completely breaking the backs of the opposition.
Surprised no one tried to jump up first.
I wasn't sure they were going to come through that round. I thought that BC, maybe a little bit of wind in their sails, turn that into another kind of dominant round win for themselves, but perhaps that pistol round was more of an anomaly than we'd originally anticipated. Partizan up into that double digits that we spoke about a little bit
Andu's on
earlier
43.
with a huge advantage into this round as well, already stamping their claim on Banana and forcing BC to have to slow down a little bit. On top of that, the aggression.
Aidkid shut down Kakanito in an instant into the apartment, so all the aggression goes against BC.Game.
So
At least for one frag.
way
Kindo
too deep of the
set into
smoke.
the banana access over at the barrels. Do they know? They can check it. Not all the way though. Tech 9 falls. Kindo gets a double. He continues his hot streak, and Nopsy's hot on his heels. 16 frags for Nopsy, 12 for Kindo, 19 for Vladen. These boys are on fire at the moment. BC.Game have just lost their force by its harsh eco for the next round. They have to play for overtime here. They've got to go 8-12 and 4 in a row if they want to stay alive.
This is
Oh, it's really gone so wrong for
all
BC
looking
now,
good
hasn't it?
for BC.
Oh. That's what I call a cosmetic clear, right? You're jumping around the corner there. You're kind of, maybe something's there, but probably not, right? Unfortunately, in this particular instance, there absolutely was. BC, I don't know what's happened. They started off this half really strong in those first couple of rounds, but thereafter it has just been an utter backslide, and S1mple is clearly doing everything he can to try and keep this going. Deagle in hand again. We saw what he's capable of a couple rounds back, got those 2 entries, but this time around Partizan, knowing that it's likely to be an anti-eco, not willing to give him those free shots. How have you not confirmed that, 8kid? Okay, a little bit of a weird missed shot there, but S1mple walks away with his life and keeps the distractions high.
Well, he's just come in and done so much over the course of this map. So
Tabs got benched because they're getting a new 5th.
Been simple enough with that.
That seems about confirmed the reason why.
Vladen
1v9.
Watching short for a moment. We'll start to back.
S1mple is having a really good series.
Skindo holds down the long access. His AK in at cubby corner. BC.Game have proven that with pistols you can do a lot. Partizan have done the same. They know what the dangers are, and they will lose Kindo to Nexa. Vladen picked up initial kill though, and Kindo also found Emmy. M4 of Vladen tries to hold back another player over at short and who's low. Akanita and Nexa are the real heavy hitters here, or at least the best that you're going to get out of heavy hitters. Wrap towards B could be possible, but that bomb is back at the apartments. A is going to be the ending target. Can they get the plant though?
Really grab it? Wait, why is Cypher getting booted from Fnatic?
Akanita's lost his HP advantage.
Right now, before the major?
BC.Game going to move right now. Vladen takes down the carrier. Player on site. Should go falling soon enough. Dragon's taking out the outskirts, back up. Andu will fall within time at least, so there's a little bit of cash basis for BC.Game to play from. It could have been much worse. It's still not great though. 12-8, 4 map and match points, elimination points for Partizan.
Oof. And
They have a 5th already, right? That's the theory that they have already a 5th. About to be locked in.
I'm just really impressed with how well Partizan have been doing. You know, we've just spoken about kind of the asterisks on both sides, but
Fnatic
they
UA
have
now
really held their mettle.
So wait,
they coming into this, they had.
I mean, Jacasma played awesome.
Before, so maybe on paper you look at that and you go, yeah.
If that's what you
makes
mean.
sense, but for it to have been this dominant, must be said, looking very much in control. Dragon, cosplaying his former self on Mirage.
Oh wait, Emmy had an AK. Why didn't he drop S1mple in?
2 for 2 though, and somehow it's become doable.
Unknown.
Until S1mple gets put down by Vlad, and that Deagle deadly in his hands, but not in this round. It's a 3-on-2 for Partizan. And that bomb picked up by Akanita will look to join Nexa into the B campaign, where the execution needs to come together. Orp of 8kit. Is he going to hit? No, he's going to miss. Shoulder bait out, comes up good from the bomb carrier. Second face, however, gives 8kit his kill, and it's all on Nexa now. Neither of the squad. Bomb with him. 1v3 to save BC.Game here in ECL, to keep them from elimination. Orp has been spotted. Nexa checking left and right and center. Leg down 11. He's dead. He's a goner. It's 13-8. Partizan have done it again. Not as clean as last time out, but another 2-0 over BC.Game. Gives them their best showing so far in the ECL Cups and eliminates the favorites from the tournament.
Yeah,
Moose, I think I'm gonna be off until NA.
In the first couple of cups. We spoke about it.
I'm not gonna cast anything till NA. I'm trying to take a look.
In the second cup. Now they've actually made it all the way to the 4th round, and they're gonna be playing against the winner of Sparta versus Sashi. So also not a particularly easy matchup, no matter how you slice it. But for BC, again, we kind of mentioned that the stakes weren't really as heavy for them. Sure, you've got kind of VRS points on the line, and that does factor in, but they've already qualified for the regional final. We've said this a couple of times now, so it's not like their position was on the line. It's not like it was kind of a do or die scenario for them. They'll still be able
it's
to.
Not I don't feel the best, but like I don't feel the greatest.
That regional final, but for Partizan, this has given them a chance, an opportunity that they hadn't really had up until this point, because they had been suffering and struggling.
Hey, there you got some bangers. We got Regain Mythic tonight, full send TSG, lag versus boss. I think if I'm gonna do NA, I'll do lag boss.
Would it have been a boon to them to bring in some fresh blood, or would it have been a problem? And it looks like they're looking better than they have in the last month or so. So perhaps
we'll
it
see.
was
We'll figure it
for
out.
the better for them. And we spoke about the newbie that's come through, and you know, in Nopsy that has performed incredibly
I caught
well.
that face expression. What facial expression? What are you talking about?
Looking at players like Kindo, who stepped up massively as well from the last time that these two teams played up against each other. This feels like a revitalized Partizan. As much as it was a much closer affair than the last time, it does look like they're kind of stepping up their game a little bit.
Do I have a face game? I
Ironically,
think
the
I do.
disappointment for Partizan was.
All right, chat. That's it for me right now. I'm gonna send you, but I don't want to send you at the same time. You know? Wait, what? You know? I don't know. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. I don't know. I'm probably gonna post up some shorts and stuff and lay down. I don't know. I ain't doing my say. I appreciate you guys for coming through. You know what? I thought it was gonna be a cast today, but it was just a little co-stream, little vibe sesh. So, but we'll be here for more of it. Hoping that my schedule becomes more solid over the next couple days. It's been weird since getting back, but points, please. I got you. Yeah, that's a back-to-back 2-0 Partizan win right there. That's actually crazy. BC.Game simple. Yep. All right, chat. Regardless, though, thank you for the stream. I appreciate you guys coming through. I appreciate everyone that welcome into Charter Troopers if you're new here. If you guys aren't already joined up in the giveaways as well, there's 2 in the Discord. One is a completely free to enter one. It's an op Chrome Cannon Minimal Wear, and then we have a sub only one. This is the first test of a double giveaway month. We're trying to figure it out. But it is an M4A4 full throttle field test. So it is inside of the Discord. Make sure that you have Twitch integration on in Discord. Dude, why is my beanie looking like that? Why is there's like lippage right there? But appreciate it, chat. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And as of right now, tentatively, I will be around for NA later tonight. Boss versus Lag. I'll keep you guys up to date inside of the Discord. But peace out. Have a great rest of your day. If I don't see you, I'll let you know in the Discord though. But the plan will be to be there for NA.